Las cartas pertinentes.
Hello and welcome to today's English broadcast of the LRS. I'm Lizard and I'm just jumping into this. Um, I'm sorry, I fucked up my schedule. I was 100% sure today would be LRN and I still have 3 hours before anything happens, but apparently not. I kind of just fucked up my whole schedule, or it was fucked up from the beginning. I'm not entirely sure. But I think, I just fucked up my schedule. But doesn't matter. We are here back in time, and we are in time, honestly, perfectly for the first game, the first draft. So I have not missed anything. I just have not I have not prepared any graphics and no pre-show, but we will survive it today. Tomorrow we will have one, 100%. And with that, we are going into the series, into the pick and ban, and we have already 6 bans secured. None of those bans is particularly crazy. We see a Poppy ban here from Volticons, something we usually don't see. Maybe they want to play something crazy, but we will figure out it later, because first of all, Docta Esports here with a classic Cassiopeia first pick. I have watched CD and a lot of the female scene, League Impact series beforehand, so the Cassiopeia is something I haven't seen in a while. On the other side, now we have the Yays hover here right now for Shorty. Definitely still a volatile blind pick, Yorick, for example, is still open, but paired with a Hamil, it will be fine. So let's see what the other side, Docta Esports, is bringing to the table. A lot of the supports that you usually play against Camilla are all still open. So we maybe see those. We see also Nocturne pick here, a champion that we usually see more banned than picked actually. But it's secured now. Shen would work really good with it, because you can the U-boat strategy, and Twitch is the U-boat, but it is still working a bit similar, Shen ulti on the Nocturne going in, and your Shen all of a sudden is kinda engaging. Just in general, also a very good champion against the Camille, so yeah. Let's see, Wukong now for Volticons. Definitely one of the more classic champions, nothing I'm surprised at all. I think great champion, it's doing his job quite well, so definitely also nice to see here. Is probably losing 1v1 to Nocturne, at least in mid, an early game. I think with Ultimate he has a bit more play potential. But let's see, we're going into the second ban rotation. There's still no bot laner secured yet. Something we rarely see. Yorick now banned as well as one of the counters against the Yays. We have seen people playing Mundo into Yays, so maybe that is something Dynastic is looking for. But I would assume you have to wait a bit. Sorry for my complete unpreparedness. I'm bigger not ready, but it is what it is, Sometimes you just jump into something. We see Ziggs now banned as well. Bot laners are still open. Bot lane Ziggs. Camille, definitely a classic right now. Olaf now banned as well. From Volticons. I think definitely also something that would do wonders into the Yays. Again, the Mundo technically still open. Also not too good of anti-tank damage secured yet for Volticons. So maybe actually Mundo could be a pick, depending on what is picked now. Yeah, honestly. For the side of Volticons. Again, they have still a bot lane option. They also have mid lane option. Mid lane theoretically they can just answer the Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia technically can also be played bot lane, but it's something we really rarely see. So still, I would say Doctor right now a bit more width they can make use of. Corki now for Shaka. Really like to see that Corki is just gaining priority. It's a really strong champion. We have seen one Corki in the list tournament, and it was insanely OP. So definitely hyped to see more of this champion. Very strong in the early game. With a lot of power under the hood. Let's see how Doctor responds here. They could send Cassiopeia into it, but I think it would be tough. Hovering is Syndra now. Yeah. guess makes sense. Not sure if I'm the biggest fan here of the double match against Gorky. But it is what it is. We take what we get. We take what we get. Let's see. They still have to pick a top laner. Theoretically, again, Mundo could be an option here. There's not the best anti-tank thing still secured, not secured for. So, Makasanta is kind of, you know, also doing its job. It's definitely not a bad pick either. It's not secured here for Dynastic. I think a champion I like here so far. And with that, only mid lane is still open for Volticons. Anivia could work here quite well. I think Galio, both champions are pretty well. I would like to see them. And it's okay, you know, let's you play a bit more offensive, also not necessarily that bad. But in the end, they're deciding to pick Anivia here. Funnily enough, the statistics said that Anivia has not won any games in the LRS so far. But I do think the champion is really strong, so definitely good that she's picked up, you know. There's nothing bad to say about it. Let me see. The thing is, usually I have thumbnails, you know, for the days, but I'm... yeah, today we probably won't have any thumbnails. Yeah, we just, you know... It's okay. I think they have changed roster, no? I think Docta Esports, they had they have different AD carry than before. We kind of have to figure that one out. I want to see it. I have to figure it out, wait. We have to figure it out now. It's a bit tough. It's a bit rough, but it's what they do. So Docta Esports against Volticons. Because Docta Esports, they had like the young AD carry Suyuk. But apparently Kumev has joined. Kumev is I played for Seven Dark earlier this year, and also was a bit in Maze Gaming. So looks like a player that is he's still young as well, 21 years old. It looks like a bit he has someone that like, you know, he has a lot of teams, like in like 2024, 2025, you know, was in 3 different teams. Now already in 3 different teams in 2026, yes, as well. So he looks like more of a bandage player. At least it means that he's also aware of maybe how to do. Let me see if there are any other things. No, early game is a bit scuffed right now, but I really want to know if there are any other changes to the rosters. Dynastic, Aluk, Cypher, Kumev, Lek, no. Docta Esports is looking the same. How's Voltic? Oh, we see 1v1 here. Shadow against Aluk. No. Okay. The Volticons roster is still the same, so at least that is staying consistent. I hear something double. Is there anything else open? Or do I get the, like, delusions or something? It's just like I'm still hearing something. Whatever. We're going in. Stream is on. We have everything ready. And let's see what do we see. And Shaka is actually rocking a Doran's helmet on the corgi. Else we see both supports are already roaming quite a lot. Diddy is now under attack here from lag. I think for today's series, I think that, you know, for Volticons, you kind of want to have Matorte to have a better showing than last week, because I think last week Matorte looked not that great. So let's hope he can bounce back today. On the other side, Docta Esports, we obviously haven't seen signs the regular season, so we have to see. how they will do. Obviously, they have now another AD carry. Docta Esports, the AD carry got picked up mid-season from Leviathan Strange. Leviathan, obviously, we have seen already some. Okay, the game is like giga slow, but it's okay. It looks a bit funny, but now just continuing. Cypher getting a lot of damage here. I mean, Diddy's also not that heavy, but he has egg. Yeah, AD carry of Docta Esports, obviously Strange, going to the Leviathan roster and the CBLOL. Leviathan already has played like 2 series and has lost both of them quite convincingly, even. Ooh, did he find a lot of good angles here against Cypher? So Leviathan obviously don't looking that great right now, but I think it's not not Cypher. It's not Strange fault. I think Strange looks actually quite good, considering the situation he's in. The next AD carry Doctor Esport had was like Suyung. Suyunko, I think, don't get me wrong, he was like 18 years old, maybe 17, from Uruguay. A very, very young talent. Very, very young rookie. I think he did fine, you know? I think he did fine, but no, I don't have anything bad to say against Suyongku. But again, he's very young, and Kumev, you can at least say he's already used to being in situations like this. You know, being the bandage fix the team needs. He's a bit of, you could say, a mercenary. You know, I really like the word in League of Legends terms, like just being a mercenary player. And I think Kumov is definitely familiar with that. So I think he will figure out how to get on the same page with his team probably pretty quickly. I'm not scared about that. So good for him. Eight, what do we see? Both supports are fighting in top river. Matos are theoretically there, but so is Cypher. Situation is just going away. Cypher at least has to stay a bit more behind. And drops 1 minion for the whole roam situation. So not the most crazy effect that you can have, but also not the worst. Okay. We also see an early dragon here from Docta Esports. We see Nocturne is already on it. It is like a really early dragon. It's like basically on spawn. Maybe Cypher though has to pay with his life for it. It's getting attacked here, but can walk away. Leg is also there to support his teammate, and with that, the situation just clears with the dragon secured for Doctor. Let's look at the lanes a bit more in detail. We have top lane quite even still, a bit Jace favored. I think as soon as Cassandra has his first item, it's kind of not Jace favored at all anymore. On the mid lane, we see CS lead a bit for Cypher, but I think, it's a back and forth right now. There's no huge lead gained yet for anyone. And on bot lane, the Cassiopeia actually bolstering like quite a big lead here against the Corki in the 1v1. I mean, Cassiopeia is sliding into the bot meta and not Corki into the mid meta, so you could assume that Cassio probably a bit stronger right now overall. We see a top lane 1v1. Shorty still plays it really well. Trades fantastically against Dynastic. Dynastic though gets support, but so is Shorty. Both supports are top lane here. And it could, whoever could make a first move here could be the one in danger. Shorty now tries to avoid anything, but cannot really avoid anything. Gets killed now. Even loses the flash relatively weirdly here. And with that, Docta Esports is setting themselves up for success. And I must say that Shorty just, I think, kind of blundered it. Obviously, both supports were there, but it doesn't look like Shorty was really aware. Also, Nocturne was relatively close there too, so, maybe a bit, no, not just maybe, I would say a bit overconfident here from the Volticons roster. We have, I have seen the caster, how do you say, predictions, and they're all predicted Volticons to win this, but I personally don't think it is that clear. I think Volticons last time they played against Golden Lions, they don't look too strong. Especially Matorte was really, really hard struggling. So I honestly think it's more on, Volticons theoretically has really good players, don't get me wrong, you know, but they just don't look too hot right now. Leg is now on the menu though. Volticons try to make me eat my words immediately, but doesn't work out for them. Leg obviously loses a bit of HP, but it's kind of whatever, it's a support. As long as he's not dying, you know. It's chill. Even if he dies, you know, then he dies. Grabs are now secured for the side of Volticons, and they are basically getting one objective for themselves. I think Grabs is like a really bad objective, to be fair, right now. Grabs are only really useful if you get them early and you have laners that can hit the turret. Because, like, you see, if Matota kills this Grab, he will get 30 gold. Watch it. Bro, 30 gold? Really? He wasted like the 1 minute doing it, and he got like 90 gold out of it in total. It's like, wow. At this point, might do something else. And you would say, yeah, but they're getting an objective, you know, they have it for the whole game. Now we see top lane some action. And Shorty will just be taken out again. Nice rotation here. Doctor, I mean, Bodycons, they were in the area, but just not as fast. As Doctor was on the trigger. And again, you know, I want to say, the grabs, yeah, you take them, but in terms of jungle CS and gold and experience, they're worse than doing Gromp, you know, so might as well just do Gromp. Because it's also faster to do Gromp. And now kind of Volticons, you know, if you want to use the grabs, you have to consistently hit the turret, you know? To make really use of them, you know, because if you're only like pushing when you anyways, like, you know, when you kill like 5 enemies and then you push turret, then it's kind of, you know, you don't need them. So examples where you could use them is when you're like really dominant in lane and can like hit the turret multiple times. But I don't think that is that Volticons really can do that anywhere. You know, Syndra can always just clear the wave, she's fine. On bot lane, the Cassiopeia so far had the advantage. There's nothing happening anymore. Well, nothing happened so far. And on top lane, there's nothing happening anymore. Cassandra is very close to finishing his Iceborne Gauntlet. So, there's probably no value that they can really gain with those grabs. So, Docta Esports probably happy to give them away. Now we see bot side. The observer is not showing it, but there's a lot of fighting in the enemy jungle, or in the jungle of Doctor. I always say enemy jungle sometimes when I'm like taking the perspective of a team. A team is doing something, and I say, yeah, their enemies are doing it, but maybe a bit confusing if I cast like this. So yeah. Yeah. You see again some fight in mid lane here. It's a 3v3 skirmish. You could see Leg again a bit on the receiving side, but also Matort is losing a lot of HP. Needs to be careful here, actually. I mean, Leg theoretically has, you know, less HP, but he will get its level 6 soon, theoretically. Yeah, he gets it now, so even though he has to reset, he can still be very quick in the situation. Matort, on the other side, could heal up with the plant, so... This kind of fine. Dragon is on the map, it's Gemtech Dragon. Again, Doctor has already one Dragon, so getting another one would be really good. Smite is now invested. We have to see how long the Smite cooldown is. It's only a 15-second one. Okay, it's fine. So no real advantage given up. No resources dropped. And with that Doctor, they're still keeping the area. I think doing the Dragon here is not necessarily an easy thing right now, because you just don't want to do it face first. Because both teams are pretty equal in strength right now in like fights. So you don't necessarily want to start Dragon, because then Dragon is hitting you and then, you know, it's a bit hard. But now with Cypher and Lex securing the area, obviously Dragon is kind of free, because there is no fight that can break out. And with that, a second Dragon again secured for the side of Docta Esports. And generally just playing a tiny bit better right now, I would say. Not the end of the world yet. Obviously, the gold lead is not even 1k. And the Dragon buffs themselves are not that crazy either. Obviously, it's nice to have them. And it's obviously also not worthless to have them, don't get me wrong. But the difference could be far worse here. So Volticons still sitting in comfortable. And I mean, both teams are scaling quite well, you know, so... I cannot even tell you who scales better. I would just assume that it's Volticons, because they have an AD carries, and AD carries like to scale a lot. But Cassiopeia also kind of scales really good, and I think Corgi is not like your casual, your classic crit AD carry, so you have to see how it goes. First item starting to be completed. We see some lot of ages already. Jungle has also top item finished topside also. You know, there's already a ghost blade, but now, yeah, Cassandra is bouncing back. Actually having quite a big lead here on the item department. The tier is not, the tier of Jace is not really an item right now, and the upgrade, the chainmail here from the Cassandra dynastic is like basically unkillable here for the top side at least. And even Anivia, you know, she has no damage, so no real damage yet. So Cassandra probably feeling really comfortable right now, could fight everyone without dying himself. Let's see. Next major objective would be the Harald in 120. I definitely will see we will see some action around it. We can also already see that Docta Esports, they're kind of trying to push their lead a bit. They have Nocturne ultimate, they have Syndra ultimate, you know, stuff like this. Also Shen, you know, it makes it easy to catch an off-guard target because they can't move, and they also get like immediately one shot. So a lot of upfront damage you could say here for this Doctor Esports squad, and they're using it. Though the Harald is spawning in 1 minute, so I would think both teams will shift their attention more topside. So far, their Volticons has a vision advantage, a quite good one too, you know, at that. So we'll see. First item now secured for Cypher in the mid lane. I think Corki in Shaka here also needs his first item if they really want to play. I think Twitch is a really good spike of Corki. For Corki, but he has to get it. If he's not getting it, then it's like not that great. Let's see if he gets it with this reset. It would be really important. And with that, they might be able to fight Harald, even though they are quite late. Even when Chaka now comes with Trinity, they are quite late. Yeah, Trinity finished. So really good. Really good. Really good, really good. And now we see mid-fight. Nocturne ultimate is coming in quite late, but it doesn't matter. It will find its target. It looked really good in the beginning for the Volticons, but then it just gets rolled here. Nice play, I wanna say, from Docta Esports. Just in general, they're just playing slightly better. And with that, they will secure the Harald. An objective that is really good. Really strong. It is not as strong as it was before, I wanna say, but it is definitely a very good objective for Docta Esports because they're already having 2 dragons. And you usually can use Harald to. Oh, we have pause. Let them pause. GG. Usually you can use your Harald to use it mid lane, you know, to get mid prio really hard. And then, oh, we see already, we go in. Kumev here is on the menu now. Shen ultimate is used. Cypher is flashing forward. Oh, we've seen the fight. This I have missed, actually. Oh, Kumev just not dying here with a lot of ages. Enter armor boots. Crazy. I was answering chat, you know? I said hi to people and missed. Crazy fucking team fight. Aye. Not how you would have imagined. It's okay. Happens. Now we have to see. Again, the Harald, you know, for Docta Esports, obviously it's really nice now because they can use Harald mid lane, get mid prio, and get Dragon and mid turret both together at the same time to accelerate the game really far. They already have a slight gold lead. You know, it's not too meaningful yet, but I think every one of the members, you know, having like 500, 600 gold lead is like really good, you know? Puts Docta in a comfortable position. And now they just have to, you know, I think if they play it cleanly down from here on, they're like in a really strong position to take the game over. Though they are not yet in a position where I would say it is like it's like free for them, you know, and Volticons like really stressing the fuck out. I think Volticons are also still chilling, you know. Yes, the top laner Shorty is a bit under pressure here, has lost a lot of HP, but he can also hit the turret, you know, get some platings in. So keeps relatively close. But we have to see. Next dragon is spawning in 40 seconds. I think this will be a really important one. Importantly enough, no one on Docta Esports sides could finish 2 items yet. So I don't think we will see it either. So we are in relatively equal playing fields, you know, even though there's a gold lead for Doctor Esports, it's not finished items, and finished items are usually far more worth than just the components. But Matorte is just out of position, gets taken out. Teleport is coming in now too, but Diddy needs to be careful that he's not taken out as well. Still is not out of it yet. Gets hit by the Nocturne. Cassandra is put away by a wall, but the egg is popped now. And with that, Diddy should, you know, bless the time and is killed here. Like, Volticons are still staying somewhat close. Might be not that good here. Shadow losing a lot of HP. Shorty now has to run away, but his support already is dead. And there's Dynastic here from the flank. There's nothing really Shorty can do. He's killed as well. And I wanna say, you know, if I would have time to prepare this matchup, I would have told you as well that I think Docta Esports, they might be just favored in this matchup. Even though the most casters, they thought, no, they won't. Will be a free win for the Volticons, but I think no. It doesn't really look like it. Last time Volticons played, they looked really off. I'm not sure what it is, honestly, because, like, obviously they have one split one. They haven't changed anything besides support, but their main support is still in the team, you know? He's just going into an more technical role. You know, I think he's analyst or something, coach. So, but I think Volticons, they just cannot find a way to connect on the map, really. I think it's, you know, last week, Matorte was the one that looked really out of position, like really bad in a lot of sequences, but I mean, his death right now in front of the dragon was also quite, you know, what is he even doing there? You know, just pushing into deep and gets killed. But if you look at the scoreboard, especially Shorty looks tough right now, though he died a lot of times by just overstepping. So I don't know what it is, but Volticons, they definitely do not look like a title contender right now to me. Obviously, this is a do or die match. Whoever wins or loses this, or no, whoever loses this is out of the tournament and out of the year, you know? For both of these teams, it is the last chance, or like, you know, they're with the back at the walls, both teams here. And I must say it is especially interesting for, I mean, Volticons, they just now bounce back, but they're still at quite a big goal disadvantage. But with this disadvantage of at least 5k, they will also go probably into the next dragon spawn, but would be the soul for Doctor already. And I think it's especially crazy to me because I think Volticons, I think the AD carry in Shaka is like one of the best AD carries in the region. So it's really crazy to see him just struggling so much with his team here. Dynasty can just completely zone them off alone. The turret should be falling here. Nothing they can do. Oh, actually, it's not dying yet. A bit more time needs to go into the land, but Shadow is now low. They're going forward. Ultimate connects here. The Rocket Belt is used offensively to get in range, and with that, the support of Volticons bite the dust. And Cypher is really close also to his execute. Should get that maybe already before the dragon. So it's really interesting to see how like Volticons are struggling so hard right now. Obviously, you know, 5k gold behind, but also getting not a single kill so far. You know, also kind of struggling in every lane individually already. It's tough to say, honestly. But maybe it's also just Docta Esports stepping up again. I think Volticons, the whole split, they didn't look too good. I haven't seen how they played last split, but I think last split they were also quite struggling until they just ramped up in the end of the playoffs and just didn't lose anymore. Maybe they can still find their form, but I think in this first game they have to find a, you know, they really have to win next fight, but winning a fight right now really hard. I mean, Corki will finish his Muramana soon. Maybe should be before Dragon spawns. Cassiopeia, on the other hand, will probably not finish her rod. So, but we see Anivia, you know, she's also close to her next item, but I'm not sure if she's already getting it before Dragon. The Jungle shouldn't get it at all. Oh no, he got it also. Matorte got it also. It could be like still, even though there's like a 5k gold, the situation looks pretty equal, depending if Anivia can get like after this wave a reset and her item. Supports also have first item, but nothing too major. Interesting. Also interesting to know Dynastic he still has no MR. I mean, he has MR already in a Negatron Cloak, but no finished item yet. But I think the Negatron Cloak will be already enough. Shadow is really tanky here. Doesn't get that much damage. It's only Lecto that hits him. I really think, theoretically, Docta Esports, they have the position better. Shorty's now teleporting, has also a big shield, so he's looking very offensively. There's a flash used now by Aluk too, but he still has his darkness, so we shouldn't have any issues to get close. Especially Shorty, I criticized him earlier here, finds a lot of crucial shock blasts so far. Docta Esports, they're slowly losing out on HP, but could be important. Also Shadow finding a great flank here. Kumev flashes though, gets away with the wall is splitting the team. Nice ultimate by Kumev. Now Aluk is going in, but can it be enough? Dynastic is on Shorty. Shorty's now out Matorta alone in the backline again, but his team is not really in a position to step up. They're still focusing on Dynastic, and Dynastic is very tanky. Now he finally falls. The HP bars for Docta Esports are just dead low. Smite now secured for Aluk though. Oh, the wall is nearly perfect. Kumev will die. Aluk also on the retreat now. It is a bit of gold back into the pockets of Volticons, but the soul is gone forever. Aluk now staying as well. It is a bit important now to see how much gold Volticons is getting back into their pockets, because this one fight really good in terms of, yes, you lose the soul, but if you can like get into a leading position after a fight like this, you know, you have maybe a better position, you know, you cannot now maybe, like, you know, there's another shutdown turret maybe here going into the packet. We can see this fight again. I think, like, just in general, it was a really good setup for the side of Volticons. Now Matorta, obviously, again, I don't know. He's very deep here. I guess he kind of needs to be, but also a bit tough, you know. Now your jungler is dead, and with that, the dragon is secured, even though you're winning the fight. A bit unfortunate. But now, again, the next dragon that will be spawning is the Elder Dragon, and, if you're just from Volticon's side now, you know, you got like 4k gold like into your pockets. If you just start winning the game from now on, then this could be really good. Now we see a dance around the Nash. Nash already started. Matorta still needs to walk though. 9k on the menu here for the Baron Nashor. But Volticons, they're really stepping up how do we say, comfortably. 3k healing in now. Leg losing a lot of HP, but so is the Camille. She will be killed now, and Matorta, Aluk is flying in, secures another one, and with that the fight looks kinda doomed. Matorta is again going really deep, but he does not find anything besides his life that will be thrown away. Inshaka still tries to find a lot of damage, and this could be pentakill for Kumev, by the way. Triple kill already secured, they're still chasing, but the Wall of Diddy will secure the worst. The Nash is obviously cancelled, but puts Docta Esports back in with one more K gold lead. And you see, like, especially Cypher on the Syndra is like the one that is gaining a lot out of it. Let's see what item he can buy in base as soon as he resets after the wave, I think. Yeah, he's resetting. We see Cassiopeia now on 3 items, and Chaka is still not there yet. In general, the Troy's also gotten a lot of gold, but he's also not there on 3 items. Still kind of even with Dynastic on the item department. Crypt Bloom now secured for Cypher, and I think this is a really good item. Just the cooldown reduction, the AP, the M shred, you know, even the passive, the triggers if you kill one, they're all things that would should enable this Syndra to do a lot more in fights. Especially because I think like Docta Esports are really, really good. And just killing the first target. The first target this time is just Shadow. He's just far too deep, tries to clear water a bit, just gets run over and dies. And now again a good position for Nash. The Camille dead. Theoretically, Wukong is still alive, and I'm pretty sure Matorta would send it in here, but teleport no used as well. Shorty, can he find the redemption? He is pretty strong. But the Nash is dropping lower and lower, 6k only. He's doing a lot of damage, but is now blinded, sidestepping the taunt here. Docta Esports, though, they're in general just completely sending it back. Dynastic is like in a 1v2 here, doesn't matter. On the other side, the kills are secured now. 2 kills secured, and Matorte will die as well. There's nothing he can do. Docta Esports, they're just turning around and basically kill them, run them over. They still have gotten the Nash, in the end. I think I took the time to finish it, even though the fight broke out. So with that Docta Esports, I could look to end here. 30 seconds at least on the clock. And Shaka is still alive. Could clear, but only has 2 items still. It's not, it's not too weak, but also, I think, not strong enough to really clear the Nash minions. It's only 20 seconds on the clock, so I think the inhib is all they will get. They will reset, but they have with the Nash and the gold lead, I think they're in perfect position to either, to just, I don't think they necessarily want to siege again. I mean, obviously, like, for example, bot lane turret is really easy to siege. You have Dynastic with teleport that could go top lane. So I think in general they want to. It looks like they want to push out weak side and then play for soul maybe. But maybe they are also just what they could say is like, oh, we just finish instead of going for the not soul but the Elder Ring. But I think that's not an option here because top there's still so many turrets there. And necessarily also 2 mid turrets in mid lane. The mid prior will probably always be contested from the Volticons. So let's see. We see exactly what I mean. The team is grouping around mid lane now to soon secure the Nash, not the Nash, the Elder Dragon area. On the other side, we have Dynastic on the weak side. Is pushing now, teleporting in a bit early, I wanna say. There's still 50 seconds time, but Shorty gets taken out anyways, and they're looking for more. Dynastic, though, his teleport wasn't needed. He isn't even getting an assist. Could definitely have waited a bit longer. But in the end, it will probably also don't matter. With 40 seconds now on the clock, and Inshaka still being so weak, Matorto also being like not really threatening at all. And Chadhu, anyways, not, so I think this should be just the first win for Docta Esports. And if they win this year, they had this one blunder. But if they now finish the game, it is a really strong showing here in the game 1. Matorto now killed as well. And now they're taking the turret. GGVP, first game secured here by the sides of Docta Esports. Really, really good. I like what I see. Great game. And Kumefes dropped the Castlas in Gamer icon. He was there in the Academy team. I want to see, yes, you can see here. I mean, you cannot really see it, but you see all the casters that Volticon would win, But I don't think it is that easy to say right now. I will take a bit longer break here. I'm not really prepared for this match. I think I would have more time. I forgot LRN is today, and not LRS. And LRN would have been in a time window where, I had enough time, still to prepare something. I would just start my preparation of the stream and not really streaming already, so I have to see what I will and what I can do. I mean, maybe honestly I just show you, why not? Maybe I just show what I'm doing. Oh no, I don't need this already. So I have here my folder for all the things of the stream, and I have like a thumbnail day 1 that I always use. Yeah, they're making pause, so I will just do my stuff here. I will do it live on TV. I will make 1-0 Doctor. And then we pin this message for like 20 minutes. Boom. And now I will do this. Yeah, it's like paint, honestly, it's like layers now. So I go into, I mean, this layer we don't need, neither do we need this. We kind of need this layer because this the stripe here in the middle, we don't need, it's kind of in the way, so we take it away. Boom. Now we are, I mean, you don't see it right now, but I'm going to Wikipedia to search the icons. I am sure I have them on my PC. But importing things in Paint is sometimes really weird, you know? Because I cannot, if I would import it out of my folders, it would just say, so now we have the Docta Esports logo, make it a bit bigger. I mean, we have to make the background a bit darker, I think, today. Oh, it's fine. Can do that later. Now they are playing against Volticons, so we need their logo as well. Volticons, by the way, organization from Uruguay. Not sure if anyone cares, but I think they're not. I mean, it's just cool, you know, to see the different countries duking it out in the Rift. So that is obviously a bit cursed. We need to do this. It needs to be a bit darker because the Docta Esports logo is just looking really horrible on light screens. And now we make the versus sign. For that, we just take the color of Doctor. I always like to use the colors of the teams because I think it gives it more personality. We go a bit zoomed in, make my mouse a bit slower, and then we just drop this in. Doesn't need to be perfectly. I do it every day, every time separately. So if it looks a bit sus or cursed, then it's like totally fine. I kind of want a color from the Volticons logo, but it has a, how do you say, you know, color transition maybe? I don't know. Actually, I want the lighter color, I think. So I just take one of the hop, and then I give it a bit shadow. I think this is not correctly. Like, if you are in art school or anywhere, you know, I have art classes for whatever reason, I would not recommend to do letter shadows the way I do it because I'm 100% sure I do it very wrong. But maybe I will in the future improve on it. I really thought about watching how we do actually do this. Now I just save it under the LRS, and then we. How have I saved the others? Okay, so it's doc vol. Just it's fine, you know. More do we don't need. We just save it as easy. The project data I don't need. With the project data I would have all the layers, but I kind of don't care. We don't need the layers. So welcome in chat to the new viewer. I'm just like today I have sadly not prepared anything. I was my head was saying, yeah, surely we have LRN today and not LRS, and LRN starts a bit later. But as you can see, we are here in the LRS. Boom! Isn't that nice? Now we have this logo. I need it for YouTube too as thumbnail. So yeah. But now we don't need it anymore. I mean, I probably won't show it anymore anyways, so kind of unnecessary to do. Now let's think, what else do I need to do? I mean, I will just take 1 minute break, you know? Honestly, that's fine. Just give me 1 minute break, and I will be back. I get some water and stuff, because really I was not prepared. Pause. I will be back. I hope you're enjoying so far. You know, we are soon going into the next game. Let's see if Volticons can bounce back. I think Docta Esports a really strong first game, but, you know, it's not the end of the day.
Primera partida entonces a favor de Docta, que ya estaba viendo justamente un fuerte saludo ahí a Biel Coach que nos estaba dando la consulta, nos va a cobrar, así que tengan cuidado con lo que estés diciendo, es cierto. Un saludito, mi querido Biel. ¿Qué pasó en esta primera partida? Por ahí estaban cuestionando de que teníamos un Nocturne y una Oriana libre, Oriana que no fue seleccionada, pero creo que ni siquiera fue necesario, porque veíamos todo el despliegue de talento que nos estaba regalando, al menos Cypher en el carril medio, con esa Syndra que te voy contando y adelantando, mi querido Nachitos, que quedó en un 7-0-11.
Sí, le aprovecho para mandar un saludito a Daniel también, que bueno, compañero, amigo. La verdad que fue una partida, yo lo había mencionado en el arranque, ¿no? Shadow va a ser fundamental para Volticons por cómo estaban los carriles, por lo que eran las composiciones y por lo que tenía que lograr, ¿no? El Corki y la Nibia llamaban la atención. El Corki no venía siendo prioridad para el carril inferior y la Nibia sabemos que puede ser un campeón muy estático en el duelo.
Okay, I am returned. Let's see, we have here highlights of last game again a bit. Last game was quite, besides one situation where like Volticons bounced back, it was kind of stompy. So hello, Broccoli. I'm quite well. I have nearly missed today's day. I was laying in my bed having some fries. Because for me, it's always late, It's like 2020 in the night, when the LRS starts. But I thought it is LRN. And the LRN is just starting at 1 in the night for me. So I was laying in my bed eating some fries, watching some Pokemon Nuzlocke content. And then I was like, I don't know why, but I looked at Twitter for something. And then there was a tweet of from Ace Latam, and I was like, why is there a picture of the LRS? Huh? LRS is tomorrow, right? And then I'm like looking, and then I'm like, see, they're already live on the stream, so I was like, oh shit, I have to hurry. I'm not sure because it is like why I got into that conclusion because Cypher gets MVP. Yeah, I agree. Cypher really definitely MVP here in this game. I'm not even sure how it could have happened. Let's see. I can show you my stream table, Like, I was like, wait, today is like this day, It says LRN and it also said last LRN, and here it also says LRN. So I'm not sure if they just have changed like, I'm completely confused. I have completely to rework it because I think the LRN is always Tuesdays. So yeah. I don't know how I fumbled that one, but it's okay. And with that being said, we're already in the next game. In the next draft, I wanna say. So let's activate the banker music. And with that, we are in game 2. Can Volticons find a game back into the way back into the series? I think personally, Docta Esports, I'm way more confident in them. Everyone and their mothers have predicted Volticons to win, but I say no. And Volticons, they have left locker open and they will eat a prize here, maybe? Docta hovering it, but deciding in the end to victor it. I think Locker got nerfed a lot and also has there are some counter picks figured out already. So maybe Docta Esports, they're just teasing Volticons, say, yeah, pick it, we will stomp you anyways. I think if Locker would be picked, I don't think the Victor is the best answer into it. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. But there's still champions open, like for example Galio, like Silas, that are really good into Locker. That could also be picked and putting Victor in bot lane, or just in the other lane, where the Locker is not. We see now Nafiri Leona picked. Really strong champions, I think, for that, but that's still open. Nafiri is usually traded with Lee Sin, but Lee Sin is banned. So they're not sure if Docta Esports can find immediately same value champion. And support, obviously, there's still champions like Grell and Nautilus available that are quite well. Also Alistair. Yeah, Xin Zhao, I kinda hope they wouldn't pick it. I don't think Xinjiao was bad here. I think it's good angle for Xinjiao game in general. I just think it's a bit sad, honestly. I would have rather seen something cooler, but what is there even to pick here? Block is still open. Sci-Fi is hovering it right now. But they decide maybe to just pick Nautilus. I think just picking Nautilus would be the correct thing. Now Volticons, obviously, on the other hand, they can now pick the Locker and maybe ban counter picks to it. But I think Docta Esports, they're totally teasing them. I think they know that Volticons, they cannot play it, and then now they are just teasing it. But on the other side, he decides to lock in the Akari. Say, you know what, I don't need to play your games, mate. I can just go in and style on you with a different champion. I think Akari is pretty cool. And generally, like, Volticon's roster right now, or like, not roster, but their champions that they have chosen so far, are really, really good at skirmishing early mid-game. Banning no locker, so definitely still a threat here. Docta Esports have convinced them that they will pick it if it's open too long. Let's see what they are banning. They're still like AD carrier, in top lane, bannable. Volticons obviously having last pick, so maybe they want to ban something for top lane. Varus is a flex pick, by the way. Could be top, could be mid, could be bot. So I think fits both niches quite well here. On the other side, Galio is also instantly banned. The champion that is really good into Akali, because Akali can never do anything against Galio. And Galio can just push out the wave, first. So pretty rough matchup. Also can follow up with the ultimate, relatively good to Akali roams. So pretty tough matchup here is avoided. Let's see, another ban for the sides of Doctor. Let's see what they decide here. I mean, again, top 80 carry, other things I'm looking at. Ziggs theoretically still open. Yeah. And that's gone. I can read their minds. I should be pro player, honestly. Holy shit. I'm just too bad. Let's see what Volticons is now blind picking. I think, technically, I would, they could pick both. AD carry and top lane. They also could play Akali bot lane, but I don't know if that is something they really want to do. So let's see what they decide. Charlie had a really rough game, so maybe they want to ease his pain by giving him last pick. Yep, deciding now maybe for Siva. Yep, Siva is decided for in Shaka. I think Shaka is a crazy player, really good. So giving him a hyper carry, not that bad. Let's see how Doctor is responding. Rice here I would really like. I think Rice is, like, in general, underappreciated. Got a bit underappreciated. A lot of teams have dropped him a bit. Not sure why, honestly. But those teams who still play him, I think they are always rewarded heavily. Let's see. This also means that probably Victor is going bot lane. Ooh, Vayne pickup. So this thing is, he won the first lane so much. I played, had such a confident game that he says, yeah, pick me the Vayne, whatever this noob is picking, I'm stomping him. I really like the attitude here from Docta Esports, throwing a curveball here at Volticons. Let's see how they respond. Nasus top lane would be crazy, but I think it's fine. No, you can just slow the Vayne with the W and then just run her over. Rumble, on the other hand, has a hard time. Deciding here to pick Rumble. I'm not a huge fan here from the Rumble. There are multiple reasons why I don't like Rumble that much. Okay, first reason is you don't really have enough setup. Yes, you have Leona, but that's quite of is. So Rumble really don't have has set up for a big equalizer. On the other side, you're also losing the lane against the Vayne probably. So it's doubly bad, I think. Also now, if you look at top lane, with Nafiri, with Rumble, you kind of only have like damage, There's no setup, there's no nothing on top side. There's only damage. So if Dynastic plays is really good, really safe, and there's not much they can do actually against it. Sorry? Misclick. I have different scenes, I just clicked different scene. Yeah. Okay, let's see. On the other side, Docta Esports I really like, they have like more of a right now meta type classic combo, they have the melee roaming support, they have double mage, they have a bruiser jungle with setup and AD carry top lane. I think it's like something we have seen in the beginning of the season a lot, especially in LRS. There were a lot of Vayne players. I think LRN too. Like Vayne was really dominant. Also as well, a bit like Rice has fallen out of the priority from teams. They don't really like to pick her that much anymore. But I think Docta Esports said they found the perfect way to pick it. And I'm looking at the draft, they have like Nautilus CC, Rice CC, they have Xinjiao CC, they have like heavy carries in Rice, Victor, Vayne. I'm actually a bit more confident in this Docta Esports roster again, and they already won the game one so dominantly. I would not wonder to see something else. We see also both like Nautilus roaming top lane here, level 1. But both supports are here, so nothing major is happening. Classic League of Legends right now. Both supports are top lane. And let's see how it goes. I think mid lane matchup, I think Akali is quite fine in the Rise. It's not like easy for her. Definitely not, but it's okay, fine. It is okay for her, she has a lot of sustain. Top lane is still a lot of action here. Dynastic decides to hit Shadow once, but nothing more is happening so far. Let's see if it can continue. See if it can continue. What else should we see? I think Silver should have like at least the early game some pressure into the Victor. Before Victor has like his first upgrade, it will be probably a bit tough. On the other side, also like Rice has probably a bit more prio, and on top lane, we have to see who has more early game prio. I think Vayne should have at one point, but there was a lot of attention right now top side, so it makes it a bit harder to decide that indefinitely. We have to see again. I think Volticons, they have like really good early mid games skirmishing, so we will see probably a lot of action. Leona is mid lane, but she is still level 1. If she would be level 2 here, I think Cypher at least has to flash. But Shadow is still level 1. Something I think is like I am obviously not a pro player. And I'm usually only watching tier 2 and tier 3 matches. But I think those supports are roaming, in my opinion, a bit too much. Like, the Leona level 2 is like so much more threatening than her level 1 that I kind of think like, delaying your power spike here so much is maybe not that good actually. Because like, what is the level 1 Leona doing with an Akali? You don't really have any setup. Leona is never getting in range, it's like really tough. So, I don't know. Now both supports are level 2 though. We see Leg is immediately using that with moving top lane. Matorte now needs to flash, but if you look correctly, he's in the wrong side of the map right now. He might be in the position to get executed or leave. He jumped over the wall. No, he didn't. He's recalling. The hook not hitting, but he's still walking. Matorte now has to walk between the turrets. Will get no turret shots. The dogs are tanking. Now uses his W to get movement speed and should escape. He also has his support shadow on him. And with that, it is like a bit Looney Tunes chase here. Matorte in the end only losing his flash at the beginning of the play. Not too bad, though. But it looks like a skirmish. Nice hook find from Leg here. Going deep here. Now the Leona is in. Has skill W level 2. Something you don't see all the day, but makes her tanky enough to survive. Did he now? He's on the receiving at 1 HP. He gets away. And with that, they can even get one more. I think Leg 1 HP. Barely escapes here. And first blood secured for Volticons. But I think it is not the end of the world because you see big mid wave, Maybe there can be a plating be secured. Shadow also needs to be careful here. Cypher a bit chasing a bit too hard, maybe. Never mind. His rune prison is hitting. Shadow is losing so much HP. His aftershock is running out. One more auto attack could be it. But Cypher can just not find it yet. He could have flashed, but he probably thought Leona has flash as well. And if one auto attack isn't enough, I just lose my flash for nothing. Even if he kills Leona, then, you just lose your flash for 300 gold. It's probably not the best situation to be in against such a roam-heavy support meta and like jungler that hits level 6 really soon. So, Leg just steals the minion. Kinda funny. Next dragon, or like first dragon of the game, is spawning right now. Both teams, they're looking more into the top side here. The Raptors getting contested here. Shadow is there though, 2 contests. They also see Akali teleporting. So Docta Esports, they're just leaving the field here. If you look at the CS department, everything is quite even. Yeah, we have some leads, but nothing too crazy yet. So I wouldn't assume anything too major. We see top lane something. It got Shorty had to flash. I think Leg flashed himself, but made Shorty flash as well in the return. So Rumble no flash now. Already somewhat losing to Vayne, at least in the CS department. Now without flash it could be even worse. Cypher in mid lane is now on the menus. He still has his flash, maybe needs to use it. Oh, looks fine right now. Only losing a bit of HP, and I really want to emphasize that he only lost like so little HP. It kinda doesn't matter. He has double ruby crystals too, so even though he only lost a little bit of HP, it's even less compared to his max HP. So is fine. King's now going for Dragon. It is a vision ping here from the side of Docta Esports. Both jungle and support kind of going in that direction. Oh, forward movement. Cypher is now forced off his flash here. Shadow's wasting, or not wasting, investing a lot of time here in the mid lane. But secures the flash of Cypher. But maybe makes this Dragon situation all of a sudden a bit more playable. Also, Cypher now resets. Has no teleport. Obviously has the Realm Warp. But with the angle that Alok chose, there's definitely no vision about this. And, you know, I feel they also topside. So this first Dragon again secured for Docta Esports. A bit later than game 1. But nonetheless, it is an Ocean Dragon. Ocean Dragon obviously not really that important. It gives you a bit more HP regeneration, what is nice in the early game, but nothing too major. Importantly enough, Alok does not really lose any CS tempo here. Found a window to do the Dragon where he had no CS anyways on the map, so it's like a really good tempo play. You also see pings here at the Raptor camp from Volticons. They're kind of knowing exactly where Alok is. Maybe they want to get something out of it. We see now, Shadow is rotating, Nafiri too, so they will probably secure the Raptors here. For the fact that Docta Esports has gotten the Dragon, it's kind of the delayed cross map out of it, but Silver is also rotating, so Alok's really in danger here. Had to flash as well. I was not sure if he flashed or has used the last Kun, because we only have seen minimap, but now the overlay is updated and he has actually lost his flash here too. So overall, Volticons, they're getting a lot of flashes. They are level 6 too, so the question is always, you know, it's nice to get a flash, but if you know, the fact the flash is on cooldown or not only matters if you can get anything out of it. Like here, for example, Cypher needs to be a bit more careful in mid lane, but enables the push for the side of Volticons. Now, maybe he was not careful enough. No, it's fine. Kumev is also now there on the Victor. And the grabs will be secure, but it's not only the grabs. Dynastic is going into the ultimate. His E is hitting Shorty. Shorty's equalizer is not hitting anyone, and he dies. Kill for Dynastic. Importantly, the flash cooldown that they got earlier, that like Dynastic got in a 1v1 earlier, I think. Or was it gank Alok? No, it was gank from Leg. Leg flashed, and Shorty had to flash as well. And with that, they're getting like their first kill safe on the board. It's for the Vayne especially really tough, because Vayne is already getting quite a good lead. Alok needs to be a bit careful here. There are 3 people in his jungle. He has no flash, but he has Leg as backup. So is Cypher. So the fight is breaking out. Also, Dynastic is coming from the side. They're still killing Leg first. They're still killing Alok first, but now Dynastic is there. This should be the end of the fight. Matorte is flashing deeper into the jungle. Try to get you know, try to go as deep as possible so his teammates can escape, and with that, it's just a 1-for-1 trade, honestly. Both junglers in the end will die for this invade, and there are no camps secured, importantly enough. So, only a 1-for-1 trade, that kind of doesn't matter, not really meaningful. Other thing I want to mention, you know, we have spoken earlier about it, that Silver's kind of winning against Victor in the like push CS department. And now we can see the magic out of the 20 CS lead here for the Silver. It is not the end of the world yet, you know. Victor also like slowly getting his stacks, you know. He's definitely fine, even though he's like 20 CS behind. But Chaka having a phenomenal game. I think Chaka is also like maybe the best player. Like, it's a bit hard for me right now because usually I prepare those things and then I would be like, yeah, and Shaka is the best player of this roster. He's so good. But now I'm not entirely sure if he's the best player because usually I'm like, I spent like an hour looking at a bit of stats, a bit of gameplay, to figure out what I think. But I had no time today. Generally, I do think Shaka is probably the best player of this Volticons roster. He's probably also one of the best AD carries in the league. Maybe even the best. Obviously, they have lost against Golden Lions earlier, but I don't think last week, but I don't think it was his fault necessarily. The scenario is definitely also like at least top 3 AD carry, if my head is correct. So let's see. There's action around the bot dragon. Leg needs to be a bit careful. Shadow is really close to Steady. He's not really that tanky yet. Both supports, importantly enough, have no ultimate, but Shadow is a lot closer to it. Getting ultimate obviously is a huge power spike for those supports. Leona ultimate is now finally secured. This could be an advantage point for Volticons right now. And there's a lot of there's a lot of deep top play here. Alok has to run for his life. But Shadow, he is in ult range. Use it is now hits. And there everything follows. Alok is just killed. And Docta Esports, I kind of looked for a rumble dive. Now they're a bit in a hammer ambush situation. And their support leg will be also killed. Volticons finding finally an advantage in this game. Really good. I like to see. Dragon is now also on the table. Both teams are kind of equally timed on their way to this. So we could see another skirmish around it. Importantly enough, Leona not only finishing her support item earlier, but also finishing not quest, 6. This level 6 also has support item, so a lot better. Though if now this would hit level 6, he would already have ultimate, but it doesn't seem like it. And just seems like Volticons will get this dragon if they want it uncontested, because they're looking a bit more topside, and theoretically Volticons, they know that, so they could just try to cross map. First item now secured by Diddy. In general, first item department, at least on the bottom half of the map, looks a bit better for the side of Volticons too. So this dragon, it's on the menu. Shotty knows in what position he is, so he should just stay safe, and with that, the dragon should be equalized. While Matorte will get this. What is it even for a dragon? Cloud Dragon? Now we see top dive though. Cypher is there too, but Shadow is gaining a lot of time, and there's also a teleport here from Diddy. And the cross map is not really working out. On bot lane we see another play here where Matorte is looking for Kumev. Kumev had to... I'm not sure if he had to flash. Matorte also didn't ult? No. Yes, he ulted. Wait, the overlay is always a bit delayed, so maybe Kumev will just lose his flash soon. But doesn't seem like it. Seems to keep it. So at least good by him. Really respected this position and, minimized his losses to a degree. Not even lost turret, so could be fine. It's still 20 CS down, but he was 20 CS down before as well, so in the last 4 minutes he did not fall further behind, but it's really good for him. Now finishes the AD carry quest, obviously, and Shaka already has it. But I think still, Kumev, coming in. Oh no, Kumev, I'm just speaking about you, and now you're getting engaged. Needs to flash out here. But with Nafiri not having ultimate, he survives. Kumev obviously, not obviously, but it's a new addition to Docta Esports roster. He just came in, replacing their 17-year-old AD carry. Because Docta Esports, they had their main AD carry Strange. He's now playing for Leviathan in the CBLOL, and I think he's doing a decent job there too, considering the difficulties that Leviathan faces as a team. I think Strange is at least looking pretty good, so good for him. And then they had like a 17-year-old Uruguayan AD carry. But he now got replaced by Kumev, and Kumev is like, I think, the last 2 years more known for a mercenary team joining style, Played, I think this year alone, this is his third team. I think last year he also played in like 3 teams, so definitely more of a mercenary, joins in if the stuff is a bit tough. Do I want to say Doctor Esports, they're like, if I consider what the roster situations he was thrown earlier this year, and last year, I think Doctor Esports might be the best place for him, because, or like, the best mercenary situation for him, because I think, Svench didn't leave this roster because the roster had turmoil or anything. He just left this roster because he got how do you say? He got a better offer. So you can assume that this Doctor Esport roster has like maybe really great synergy. Maybe they're like, they're probably not hating each other, or like it's not a dumpster fire. I like to call LATAM teams that like have a lot of roster issues. I like to call them dumpster fires, but I think this Doctor Esport roster just might not be a dumpster fire. They just have a really young AD carry, and or had a really young replacement AD carry, and I can understand that maybe that is not the solution that Doctor Esport envisions themselves to have for this playoffs. I think Suyunku also did a great job, but just making a great job might not be enough. Maybe you want the experience. Also, Kumev, as an AD carry, probably, a young AD carry, maybe Sunyoku had like issues to adapt to the environment, because obviously there's already an environment given, he's just coming in, he's a rookie too, so a lot of pressure on him. On the other side, I think Kumev, as a player, he's used to coming into such situations, and I think this one is probably one of the better ones he's gaming in. So. Who is winning right now? I mean, the game is pretty even. I think definitely you can see the gold lead yourself. Volticons a bit in the lead. Dynastic, though, looks really scary on the Vayne, and I don't think like there's necessarily a lot to stop him either. They're like champions like Akali and Nafiri that could dive him, but they have tools like the Zinjao and the Nautilus. I think maybe Dynasty can just run rampant on this main pick. We have to see. Right now, there's a slight gold lead for Volticons, but I don't think that is the end of the world right now. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. We had a short pause, but, long pause. It is known right now. Interesting that Shadow is dropping the SK Gaming emote the whole time. Oh, now we see Kumev again. He's again center of the attention. They just try to hit a new joining AD carry again and again with multiple members. This time he finally falls, honestly. He survived quite long in a lot of those situations. Another kill for Volticons and a really great catch. In general, I think Matort is like looking really good on this Nafiri now. But Alok finds the maybe counterplay on Shadow. Only Shadow will lose his flash. Maybe not more. If Alok is too deep here, he might die. Goes in now. Oh, sorry, I have hiccups. He's still going in. But his team slowly is approaching. Double teleport now. If Dynastic dies here, this would be horrible, but gets his first kill. Maybe he can get more. Let's see. But he has no real support. The Equalizer is hitting good. And the Rise is coming there too, but no one can peel this from this Akali, And with that, a kill secure. Double kill now for the Silver as well. And with that, Volticons, they just explosively get a really big lead in this game. And they now look definitely like they would win this game. Let's see. But again, the game's still not over. Yes, a bit unfortunate. Dynastic died here too. But I think if Docta Esports, they're just a bit too deep there, honestly. I think Aluk, like, they had this theory earlier too, or like in earlier series as well, But I think just in the LRS, the jungle pool is a bit rough, honestly. I'm not saying those junglers are necessarily bad or anything. I don't think they are, but they are like very inconsistent sometimes. Just making all the same mistakes, I wanna say, as well. So in the LM, you have like some junglers, I think, that are really good, like Grell or Dimitri. I think they're really, really good. I think Zoe's jungler is also really good, but now we see a fight here. Leona Ultimate is finding a lot of kills. Reset for the Nafiri. Vayne also killed. Assassinato double secured here for Shorty. And they're like slowly but surely, they're just killing Docta Esports wherever they step up here. And getting now this gold lead. Far and wide opening the map to a 6.4k gold lead. Now soon it will be more when this turret will fall. Dragon is also still on the menu. It's Infernal Dragon, and like right now it doesn't really look like Docta Esports can put anything against it, so they kind of have to look for a cross map if they want to get anything. But let's see. Obviously, the situation is not over yet. There's still potential to be gained here. I mean, you know, the Ninja, poor Alok, you know. He just has to suffer a bit, I wanna say. Interestingly, Kumev, you know, I think Kumev also, Kumev, you know, he also had to suffer a lot, but he's only died once. So, definitely played a bit cleaner, maybe. Now the Infernal Dragon will be secured. It's a singular dragon, kind of doesn't matter. It's also like, you know, the soul is also like at least 10 minutes away in the future. In 10 minutes, a lot of things can happen. More importantly, probably in the next 10 minutes will be the Nash Standard Dragons, you know. I think if Volticons, you know, can get the Nash, they can open this game widely. Also, they kind of look like right now they're winning every fight they are touching, you know. So fighting around Nash could be a really great win condition for them. They have quite good Nash damage as well, with like Rumble, with like Nafiri, Silver, you know. So they have definitely potential to do this quickly, even if they maybe just only 1-2 members killed of Docta Esports. They have definitely still an option to do this position. I think, yeah. We have another pause. We're not sure who paused. Let's hope it can be resolved. The pauses might be also the issue, like, no, I don't want to blame a pause. Let's wait. Sorry. Sorry. Let's wait. Pause from Volticons. Presiona con Martote, presiona con Didi, y ahí es donde las cosas empiezan a romper, sobre todo en las peleas por equipo, donde ya no te vas a escapar, porque ahí es ya que aprende la definitiva. Okay, we're back into the game now. Oh, a bit of lag. You have my taskbar. Why do you have my taskbar? I don't think it is that doomed here. Like, chat a bit, you know, a bit doomer mindset here, but I still think Docta Esports, they have a chance, even though their chance is quite slim to bounce back into the game, but it could be worse, definitely. We see, like, if you, like, for example, pay a bit of attention to the items, we have 2 items already for the Wayne, you know, she's still fine in the game. Yeah, Aluk, he's kind of cooked, but it's fine. Silver, though, on the other hand, might be the bigger issue. We see Kuma feels like scrapping gold together to get this rocket belt, while on the other side, Silver is really close to Infinity Edge. Maybe Chat is right, though, you know, maybe the game is quite doomed. Rocket Belt is now finished, but again, the Infinity Edge also cannot be that far away. And we see top lane now. Another turret gets attacked. Dynasty cannot really do anything. It's just there. He's hitting a bit, but not really dealing that much damage either. Silver already putting a lot of siege pressure with her bouncing auto attacks here on this poor Vayne. Did now also finally fall behind against Shorty. Again, next dragon only 3 minutes. I still think that fighting around Nash is probably something that Volticons really want to do, but it is how do you say, you know, it is not in their hands necessarily, because if Docta Esports just chills under the turrets, they can never find the window to fight here. Docta Esports, they obviously don't need to get outside of their turrets, because, you know, that would be just a bit inting. I think turtling is like fitting them well right now. They could also look for overstepping of opponents, you know. Again, they still have like a lot of CC and also a lot of damage tools. Yes, they're not really online, but if you find someone out of position, and this might be enough, one catch could be already setting the game back into their favor, especially with like relatively high shutdowns on everyone. But they have to be careful now. I think we see top lane some action. Dynasty actually losing a lot of HP. Matorte not touched yet. Ay. And I think the Silver definitely will get her Infinity Edge before the next dragon spawns. She should get it. So, Shaka here, really dangerous. He's showing why I consider him one of the best AD carries in the league, and now a lot of pressure here on Kumev. He survives for now. His Chaos Storm still dealing some damage. They find a way back. Matorte, the first one to die. 700 gold secured. And Docta Esports, they're looking deeper, but so far they cannot find anything. If they split themselves too much, Diddy could find the perfect angle. Dynastic is the first one to be cut off. Now Eluk, the next on the menu, just gets killed by a beautiful combo by Diddy on the Akali. And Cypher here, he tries to fight back, but it's just not enough items. Kumev now tries to hopefully get this shorty and secure a kill, but now he will be slain as well. It is in the end like a 2 for 5. So definitely not a good situation to be in for Docta Esports. They got the first kill. Maybe they should have just chilled after it. Did he just find the perfect flank, you know? And with that, let's see the items. Yes, Infinity Edge is secured. Also another Quid Cloak. So Nshaka is rocking up with like, I think, let me not lie, maybe 80% crit, 85% crit, something around this, you know. Must be 85% crit, honestly. It's like crazy. We see this fight again. You know, Diddy just beautiful combo here. Executes the jungler, the poison down, and is already so weak, and then Cypher also just dies. Shorty in the end. Kumev kills him, but he has to flash for it, you know. This kind of screams desperation if you use the flash on a carry for a kill. I mean, at least he gets like 700 gold out of it, so and generally speaking, there is some gold going back into the pockets of Docta Esports, but in total, it's still not a good trade for them. But they're looking again here really deep. Aluk and Leg, but I'm not sure if those are my two members that I want to look that deep, because I think both of them are pretty weak. They can kind of do nothing. Aluk is now the first one on the menu. I think Leg also kind of in a rough situation. Will probably die too. Aluk now is taken out. And Leg is also just running for his life. But where's he running in the end, you know? There's just no way he's escaping Shorty's flamethrower. There's no flash either, so, you know. It is a question of time. And time it did take. The angry Volticons are now looking at this Nash. 8k they lead now, and now Docta Esports, I think, you know, now it's hard for me to argue that they have a way back into the game. I mean, technically they still obviously can win. Their bigger goal cleans have been thrown before. Easier games have been thrown before, but, you know, I think it is now definitely in the hands of Volticons to fumble it. Nice cross map here, though. At least securing a dragon is actually really good. If Diddy does not kill them all here, that is. Oh, Kumev, he has no flash, right? He must stay there. Oh, the rainbow up! Nice try, but it didn't work. Kumev now just gets taken out by Diddy. Still, I think, depending on how much they lose now, I think the idea of cross-mapping a dragon there is not that bad from Docta Esports. They're securing themselves, you know. If they find a way back into the game, they're definitely not with the back to the wall, but now they need to fight here again. Cypher is the third one to die. Shorty still low, but Dynastic does not have the damage anymore. I mean, has the damage in the end, but he has to pay with his own life, and now only 2 members are left of this Docta Esports roster. What could be the end of the game? Still 15 seconds of Kumev. I don't think it will be the end of the game, but at least like 2 inhibitors will fall. And if Volticons for some reason still get another kill, I think there will be the next game also on the menu. But I think, first of all, someone of Docta Esports needs to die. They could also look for 3 inhibitors, but I think this is far too greedy. Cannot even look for 2 here. Matorte has to run already. Gets out. Gets also support from Nshaka and Shadow, so too bad, but this inhibitor survives. Also bot turret survives. Just barely, honestly, but it survives. And surviving is all that matters right now. The Nash buff still for 1 minute and 20 seconds. So Volticons, they definitely have enough time to comfortably do another Nash push. They put their, what do you say? They're pinging the bot wave as well, so they will attack on the bot lane. First, obviously, they're securing this mid wave. They should move at some point to the bot wave. They kind of don't want to lose it, but I think Diddy will be there. No one else is needed, and Nshaka and Shadow, they're just making some work in mid lane. Not really to pressure any, like to get any turrets, but to pressure Docta Esports just in general. Because if there's a wave pushing, they have to end side, and now they're kind of cut off of their turret as well. Matorte is going in here really early, but kind of doesn't matter. The turret will fall. And with that, the second inhibitor is on the menu. And potentially the end of the game too here. Third inhibitor obviously still alive, but if Volticons wanted to take it, they could just take it in a second, but I think they rather want to look for an end here. Struggle a bit to get anything. Now decides to take the third inhibitor because getting this turret, while kinda easy, you know, with 3 waves coming in, it's always easier. And there's already a big top wave coming in here. First turret is now secured. Second one will probably also fall. Kumev and Aluk now going forward. Aluk nearly finds Nshaka. It's 1 HP. First kill secured though. Docta Esports, they're finding a miracle here, honestly. Matorte still tries to do something. Maybe with the support of Shadow it will be enough, but Shorty will be slain as well. Now Matorte and Shadow, they have to look, but they have to leave. Shadow's going in. Matorte also looking with the dogs thrown forward. But Docta Esports still getting the longer end of the stick here out of this fight, but their base is just in shambles. They're looking forward here. Matorte probably also dies as well. Another big kill secured. I think nice find here from Aluk and Kumev. Both flashing forward to get this play, but they all lost their flashes, you know, obviously. Volticons, they also only have flash on Diddy, so, you know, it's not like it's easier for them, but, let's be honest, you know, I think 3 open in it, no Nexus turrets, if they want, I think Volticons can end this game. They also have the biggest, like, a very big wallet diff here on, like, nearly 11k, so we have to see. I still think there's potential. Oh no, I don't think there's potential, honestly. I think, you know, Volticons is playing a bit sloppy, you know, so I still think, you know, Docta Esports, you know, maybe they find the miracle, one more defense, but, you know, I don't think they find the miracle, you know, way back into the game. But I could imagine that, you know, maybe Volticons are overstretching right now. Matorte is still in the base, Diddy is not with them. Or like they're a bit split off, so maybe Docta Esports finds one more fight, but even that is really tough because the minions will just hit at the Nexus here, honestly. And now Volticons, they're back as a 5-stack together. Pinging topside here, they kind of want to sync the waves a bit, so they need to clear this top wave too. Matorte is now looking to it, and with that 3 waves will be going in. Kumev goes really aggressive here, tries to find something, but so far he does not find anything, but he gets found by Shadow. Solar Eclipse though missed. Dynastic also dealing a lot of damage. Shorty is already dead. They could find it. It's like I said, they can find the miracle defense here. But the question is for how long? Yes, they get 1 kill, but 1 kill is not the end of the world. Nexus is still full though. Not got hit yet. The minions also can be taken. I think Rice, Victor already having a lot of wave clears as long as there's no Nash involved. Pivots are also close to respawn. Dynastic is really aggressive now. Diddy is finding a way in. Dynastic losing a lot of HP, getting killed too. And Diddy is doing havoc on the backline, you know. Will maybe die in the end, but doesn't matter. And Chaka gets another kill. And with that, the Nexus is attacked, but they're still trying to defend here. Maybe Kumev has enough. He's not dying yet, and it's only Shadow alive. He should die. He gets the kill, though. Gets not, and respawning. The turret respawning is all they need right now, but it's still getting killed, but the next turret should respawn as well. Can it respawn in time? The answer is no. Shadow just finishes the game with minion waves, and yeah. Volticons, you know, in the end, it was a bit rough, you know, but they were already standing on the finishing line, you know, just falling over. It was a bit tough for them. In the end, I think still very good game for them. Did great, did well. And with that, yeah, GG. 1-1. 1-1 here secured, and I think the casters will yap a bit, and then we go into a pause. I think I will go into a pause as well. Yeah, I will just do a 5-minute break as well, I think. To prepare myself for the next games and stuff. Again, I have not overslept, you know, but I've just messed up my times today, and I thought, you know, today is LRN, but, you know, I just thought today's LRN stream, and LRN stream is always like 3 hours later, but it wasn't, so oops. Oopsie. Anyways, we jump in a short pause. Wait, we are not really in the correct scene, by the way. The correct scene would be just not that it changed much. Yeah, wait. Be right back. Be right back. Be right back. Get a drink, get some snacks. Today is still long. We have a series today. Tonight, this morning, depending where you live, so get ready for more League of Legends.
Lo vieron aquí. Tenemos el 1-1, mi querido Nachitus. Después de una partida que habíamos predicho que también iba a ser larga, justamente 30 y pico, aquí lo tengo anotado, 31 minutos.
I have returned, and we definitely have seen like Volticons finding their way back into the series. I think from kind of the beginning to the end, they were in a leading position here in this game, in the second game of the series. Though I must say, I'm not sure yet if I buy into the Volticons hype train cake again that a lot of other talent had before the series. I think, yes, they have won this, but I think like here, for example, this is a very important scene where Docta Esports, they're just going too deep, honestly, and losing a lot of gold. And I think this is like generally just the tone of the game, you know, especially that jungler is like going in. And then, yeah, exactly, like you say, you know, Volticons, they're also not just, I think their winning position was like coming a lot from Docta Esports not playing correctly. I think also then them finishing was really rough, you know, and they had the best and easiest position they could have had. But I think Docta Esports, they still made it like rough, you know, they made it like they had to fight for every scrap here, as you can see. Even in the end, it was like, you know, you cannot tell me, you know, if this turret just respawns 1 more second earlier, then they maybe even not lose the game here. And Inhibs were respawning as well, you know, at least 2 of them. So in the end, I think it was not too dominant of a win for Volticons, even though the gold lead and the gold graph and you know, other things let it seem like it was. I think a big influence this game was like in Shaka, just having a really winning lane here on the Sivir, doing a lot. I think another big thing was that this time Aluk was just going into deep over and over again. Again, I don't want to always beat a dead horse, but I think junglers in the LRS, they're really inconsistent, and I'm like going into looking ahead into the future for the promo relegation tournament and stuff. I really think, yeah, Chaka, first of all, deserved the MVP. I think I'm really worried about like the promo relegation tournament for our LAS teams because they will, like, especially on the jungle position, they will suffer, I think. I think on top lane position, you know, it's fine. I think mid lane AD carry also. I think support, I don't really think the LIS supports are generally that crazy good either, but I think the CD supports aren't even that good either. I think the only good support, or like, not the only good one, you know, but the best support is right now playing for Los Grandes. That will be obviously part of the promo relegation tournament. Ackerman, Latam talent, so, you know. Regardless of that, we're just going back into the game. I'm starting the draft music. Draft. And with that, we are in for a serious third game here. Volticons, Docta Esports, both teams already have 1 win under the belt. And let's see, last game there were a lot of teasing around the champion locker. Now Galio banned. Galio's theoretically a counter to locker. And I think the Volticons, they have first pick too. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But I think they have first pick, so they could theoretically first pick it now. Let's see, Docta Esports, they have teased them last game a bit. It looked kinda like Volticons that were not ready to pick it, honestly. So let's see how the third game looks, you know. Obviously, with less and less champions being available due to Fearless, even champions you're not bigger confident with, you know, even not the best of the best come into consideration. No ban here from Docta Esports. Might as well just be a bug and they have banned something. We don't know yet. I have to wait how it goes. And we have to wait how it goes. But oh my god, they're hovering the locker and oh, crucial mistake of Docta Esports to not ban him when they even had a ban situation open. We have seen Silas as a counter against it. I just want to say it, but they hovered it first. Played against Locker a lot. I think it's a good answer. So Definitely, I would not be surprised to see it here, but theoretically, you can still pick Silas on free. You know, you don't have to pick it right now if you have other priority picks, but with us being third game and fearless, I think picking Silas here is good. As well, to the Silas, I kind of would like to secure Lee Sin. Though with Poppy still available, might be tough. Silas, Lee Sin, really hard countered. We see now a Pantheon secure here, I like. Really good, but on the other side, now they have Lee Sin. Obviously, Poppy would be really good here, but it is a bit, you know, you have to ask yourself the question, where are you sending the Poppy, you know? Because you don't really, I mean, you can send her support, but I don't know. Poppy support in the current meta, I don't really like it too much. And Pantheon could obviously also go support, but, you know, Pantheon you kind of can counter pick relatively easy, so don't really like that either. Let's see what Docta Esports is now deciding for. Picking a Yorick for the top lane. Against Ambessa, I think is really fine, so good to see it here. Let's see if Volticons would ban Poppy or not. I mean, Poppy is also a champion that could be viable for them. It obviously always, right now, it really depends only on the bot lane matchup. You know, if someone picks a support that is counter pickable by Poppy, it could be really good. And if you're looking at what supports are still open, you know, Rel is still open, Alistar is still open. I think Poppy could work well into that. I think Docta Esports, they have again banned nothing. Maybe they are punished for something. It could be that they are punished for something. That they just lost 3 bans because of something. That is an option that can happen. I'm not sure by what they are punished. A bit tough to say if you don't speak Spanish to listen to the main cast. But let's see. If they ban again, nothing. But it seems like it, no? Oh. No, they banned Jhin. Huh. Interesting. Don't even think Jhin is crazy good here, you know? But hey. You do you, Docta Esports. You do you. I'm assuming you have a plan, so. 6 is now taken out, so is Alistar. Poppy is now available, theoretically. Alistar being banned also could show us already that they want to pick Rel, because Alistar is really good at Rel. And I think Rel would be good for Volticons, so. Let's see. Skana here can be flex pick to support, but I would I think Pantheon would be support with that. But now gives Volticons already good information on how this bot lane will be played out. So let's see what they can find here as answer. Inchaka is a player that really likes to play hyper carries as well, but he can also play the mages. So we could say see some carry champion, crazy carry champion. But obviously it's a bit hard to play against Silas and Pantheon. Besides, anyways, for the Kai'Sa, and for Renata I would really like. Karma is okay. Not too crazy, but Renata I think would be really good. Yumi would be crazy horrible. Let's see. Rel also kind of fine, you know. Yeah. See, the Rel now secured. Again, the Alistar theoretically counter pick here. And with the champions that are already secured for Docta Esports, they cannot really pick a Poppy anymore, even though Poppy would go crazy hard in this game. But they kind of have to pick an AD carry, I think. Yeah. I think they will pick an AD carry. Not sure what you really want to pick here. A lot of mages that you can play bot lane are already out. AD carries, there's still a lot of in, but you know, not sure. Zaya is okay. I like. It's not bad. It's not crazy. I'm not making. I'm not giga hyped about this. But definitely something you can pick here, and it adds a lot of value because Zaya really likes it if the enemy team is just jumping at her. So having a Zaya is really good here. It's also quite well with the Skana, for example, with Silas, you know, with her feathers. You know, she has a lot of champions around her that can just create the time that Zaya would need to set up the feathers. So in general, I think Docta Esports comp is relatively round. Though I think if you're looking at this game, really, then the only thing I can say is Volticons have the, you know, it's kind of about them, you know, will the locker have impact or not, you know? I think that is my main concern. I think in chat we have also already, Zemas has already said it, you know, They have said that they feel that Locke hasn't looked that great lately, and I agree. Champion got nerfed a lot. Also, counters got figured out already, and Silas is one of these champions that is theoretically a counter pick into the Locker. So it is definitely fine, but it is there's a lot of potential for bounce backs here, so we have to see what happens. We have to see what happens. I kind of want to post. No, I don't post anymore. And with that, we are going in. We are going in. Yeah, I think so. I think so as well. You know, the Volticons comp is like really you know, it's on them, I think, you know, if not on them basically necessarily, you know, Docta Esports could also do a lot of mistakes, but I think it is on them to, you know, to get something out of their champions, I would say. And with that, we are immediately going into the pause. We have to see how this game will go. Again, it is lower bracket playoffs, you know. Whoever loses is out of the playoffs. Volticons, obviously the team that won last split. The only change they have done over the time from the winning the first split is changing their support to Shadow. Their original support, oh, I have forgotten his name, but he's still staying in the organization, in the coaching stuff. So, on the other side, Docta Esports is coming in this split new, completely newly formed organization and team. And the only change they have made over the season is the AD carry. Strange obviously got picked up in the CBLOL. Has done their solid job, I want to say, considering his team is like a really hellhole. Kumev is used to be a mercenary, so probably feels relatively confident, even though he's just a relatively new addition to the team. And with that, we will see. I think I would assume there will be a lot of action in the especially early mid game. We have a lot of champions can already do early stuff, you know. Like the Silas, for example, and the Locker, two champions we're used to seeing that they trade a lot of HP in the early game. And then they have like supports like the Pantheon, like the Rel. I think especially Pantheon is like really good at ganking early, you know. We see normal both support and top lane. Well, now around mid lane, Cypher cannot really find anything aggressively here. Maybe needs to drop some CS because he knows his support is not there. Gets the CS though, importantly. Gets another one. Not bad, not bad. And support is now there too. And we have vision on the rail to 1 minion dropped. -1. GG. -2. Oh no. Ay. Struggles a bit here in the early lane, but only a bit, you know. It's okay. Last game in Shaka kinda in the 1v1 really turbo Goomba stomped Kumev. I think in Shaka is like probably the best AD carry in the LRS, so great to see that he's still having it in him, even though his team is a bit struggling overall. Maybe not the last game, but just overall, I think the split, you know, Volticons, they didn't find anything in Shaka though. I just said he's maybe the best AD carry in the league, and Kumev just steps in and coaches him out, burns both summoner spells off in Shaka here in a 1v1 without losing any of his own. Really strong performance here. Really great showing here from the Zaya and from Kumev as well. Like, you know, makes it now really hard for Nchaka to stay in this 1v1. Because, you know, he has no summoner spells, so Kumev can always play like turbo aggressive here. And looking for lethal angles, maybe. Mid lane matchup, honestly, is a bit boring, I must say. I think without both supports being there, I think the matchup would be far more, you know, there would be far more action that would be, you know, you would be like sitting here and like, like this, for example. Oof, the fight is breaking out, but Docta Esports has more members. She only needs to flash. She gets out of it. The bot lane here uses their tempo to, like, you know, Kumev is there. After a good reset, he will probably lose 2 minions or something like that, but nothing too major considering he already kind of gapped in Shaka beforehand. Now Alok needs to be careful though, but he should be dead. His E will not be enough. Primera Sangre secured for Diddy here on the lock, and I think this is really important, you know. Use both summoner spells here, but definitely Alok again far too far forward. I think Alok already last game kind of struggled to find his mark in the game. And already starting with a stinker, I want to say, here into the third game as well. Let's hope he can retrain his mental, you know, stay strong in the mental department, because else it will be a bit tough. So let's see. Let's see. Nothing else is really happening. We see a slight lead on top lane, or like, you know, gold lead is slight, but the S lead is quite big for Yorick. Nothing too unexpected. I think Yorick is a bit, you know, also a champion that we don't see that often anymore. But I think it's a great champion, honestly, to counter some specific champions really hard. And here we can see having a fantastic chill game here against the Ambessa of Shorty. Besides that, everything else is like quite equal, you know. Obviously, like mid lane Diddy is also ahead, you know. But else is quite good. Kumev also big CS difference here. Dragon now spawn. Both teams theoretically can fight around it, but I would assume that before like every level 6 is secured, I think Volticons should have an advantage even after. They might still have an advantage just because Lee Sin is early game so much stronger than the Skana. In like skirmishes, Kumev needs to be careful now, but I don't think he's in danger. Still has his ultimate, his flash and everything. Doesn't even need it, just trades a bit of HP, but in the end stays fine here. On the weak side right now, because we see Skana here, they maybe want to dive top lane. Maybe not. They're looking for a top dive here, but I don't think Ado can find anything. Mid lane we see 1v1. It's like pretty decent for both teams. Dragon now secured though. Volticons again starting with a slight lead, just gamed like game 2. And again it's Dynastic also with having still, besides his team like, you know, is a bit losing, he still bolsters his own advantage on the top lane counter pick. So let's see. But last game, I think Dynastic's lead was not enough to bounce his team here around him, you know. Wants to choose a quite unfortunate fight for himself last game, but throw the lead of him over the board here. Let's see. This time Kumev obviously is looking a bit better. I think in general, I'm very surprised how good Kumev is playing here against N'Chaka. Maybe I'm also surprised how not good N'Chaka is playing, but we don't really see bot lane 1v1 that often. At least the observer is like not really showing it us a lot, so we have to restrain. Kinda expected Volticons to win the early game. I mean, they still have time, you know. They're slight ahead, they still can get more. Now their ultimates is coming in, like Lee Sin ultimate, for example, really important tool here that gives Volticons in skirmishes a lot more abilities to go offensively and execute someone. So I think this is right now a really interesting window of the game. Obviously, like, you know, objective-wise, there's nothing too major, but maybe we don't need objectives. Fighting will happen anyways. And Grubs, you know, while I think Grubs is fake objective, you know, I do think the LRS teams, they still value them quite a lot, you know. So maybe we see a fight around it regardless. Alok is here. Shadow uses his W, but stays safe. And I think they see Alok, so there's nothing more that will happen here. Besides some CS shoving the pings on the... But they also have top lane prio, you know. Dynastic is also bolstering prio. So if someone would take it, it's probably the side of a Doctor. They're now finding in stun, looking forward, but the damage of Diddy is just crazy to execute. One more damage. No, doesn't need damage, just executes them anyways on the spot. And Cypher needs to be careful now too. He's also marked with it. Mark is now expiring, so he's not executed, but... Alok, no! Alok kills his mid laner here by going close to him. Try to do some crazy play with the ultimate, but... Alok just killed Cypher here, honestly, but in general, not the greatest fight here. So Volticons, they're kind of looking comfortably at the grabs here. Grabs are important for red side. I mean, I agree, Yorick is a champion that can use them, greatly, but I don't think they're necessarily that important, It's like, if you don't have them, it's still okay, It's not like Volticons will really do anything with them either, So, I don't think it is too important for any team to get them. Obviously, if Docta Esports would have gotten them, I think the Yori could have put them to good use. And that could have been important, but it's guesswork at this point. Because Volticons, they will just secure it. But the play on top side might not be over with that. Shorty here uses his ultimate to get away here. Quite nice, but Dynastic still looking forward. There is though support from Matorta after securing Grubsy's top. I actually don't think it is too bad, even without Grubs, if Dynastic is finding a way into the game, he still will do his job, It's obviously not as crazy as it would be with Grubs, but I don't think Grubs are too crazy either as an objective, I think it's still fine. Though in generally, it's obviously not that good because, you would really like to have them. And now let's see, Shorty is getting dove here, but Alok again misses the Skarner ultimate. He's it's a bit sad to say that, but he reminds me of me when I play Skarner, because I have played a lot of Skarner before they nerfed his ultimate, a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I played a lot of the new Skarner, but then they just nerfed his ultimate to be just slower, and if I today play Skarner, I often just miss my ultimate because I think it is faster, and Alok here already missing 2 crucial ultimates, honestly. Because he kind of does not know, he doesn't kind of not, maybe not know, but he cannot really, he has not in his blood, the cast time of the Skarner. But I mean, obviously for me, I'm playing in tier 5 or something, I'm giga bad. I don't care, but Alok here is playing in tier 2 and for a spot at the CBLOL promotion tournament, so definitely has to show a bit better here. If he's now going hard steel 2, I will lose my mind completely. But I think the train has left the train already has left the train station, I think there will be a hard steel as well for him. I mean, technically there are options to stack it, but I just, with Alok just being so underperformative, I'm not really sure if he can gain any advantage with this item. Should have probably just looked for a mathematically more sense-making item. But let's see. Volticons is slowly getting a 2k gold lead here. 3 kills as well, especially DD every 100% kill participation on this Loki here. It must be said that I think Docta Esports last draft they kinda teased Volticons with the locker. And now they're getting how do you say, karma is striking back here for them. Diddy having a strong game so far on this champion. Is probably right now strong enough to basically one-shot every champion. Also, Shorty kind of wins the 1v1 here on the top lane. At least a bit. Even there are 2 people here, but they cannot really do anything. And now the rest of the members of Volticons will be there too. Loco ultimate is invested. They're going in, reset, and a quick double kill. There is a teleport. They might as well take the Silas here as well. Oh, they cannot find a window yet, but Cypher is kind of TPing for nothing because he cannot defend this Tribute and Volticons. They're just, I want to say, after looking really, after getting really stomped game 1, I think they finally come back and bounce back and show what the expectations were of the series, honestly. From, I just want to remind you that, while I thought, Docta Esports, they might have a shot at this series to win this, I would actually, before the games, I would have said that Docta Esports probably has, is slightly flavored here in this matchup. Every other caster and talent said that Volticon would win. So, yeah, I had my first game and I feel like I'm so smart, but now it doesn't look like this anymore. Again, another bot shot ultimate from Alok, but this time I think he cannot do anything for it because Diddy just flashed it. Now leg flashes forward as well. Diddy losing a lot of HP. Kubev in the end flashes as well. Will secure a kill. Not now. They have to leave here. Turret in their back. Silas is still there. Minion, oh, the turret only has 1 HP. Maybe surely he has not looked how much HP this turret has, because now he's in danger. Yes, Matorta is coming, but be safe as member. Now the other members of Volticons are coming in, and importantly, Luck especially has a lot of low HP, but Shadow might be dead anyways. Now the Ambassador is going in. Shorty is fighting on his last breath. He's dying as well, and with that, and Shaka and Matorta, they both have to flash away. Running now, another cleanse used, and Docta Esports, they're fighting it, and Chains connect Cypher. Nice kill here, finds it, and Matorta is going in, tries to bait a bit, because you know Diddy is there, and Diddy just goes forward, takes a kill, gets a reset, even looks at Alok, and he can't look at it. Diddy, he will secure it, or? No? Oh, it's just a bit too much cooldown here. I think nice bait for Matorta in the end here, keeps them a bit closer. And with that, Diddy still gets a kill in return. And let's see. Docta Esports, I kind of found the game back in the way back into the game, but this locker Diddy still looks insanely strong right now. So while the gold lead swings back into their favor, they still have to find a way to deal with this locker every team fight. So let's see. Still, I think it's good position here, especially Kumev gaining a lot of gold here over in Shaka. And I think his champion is quite fine. Look, again, it's taken out here. It's just too deep in his own jungle. They have no real vision topside by Volticons. They have all the vision. They will also secure Harald and have probably a nice position for this dragon as well. And with that, the gold is already gone again. Volticons, they're back into the driver's seat. And I think a lot of it is on the back of Alok here, having a really rough game on the Skana. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I don't know. Alok is like... I think, like, to be fair, I think Matorta is like... last series Matorta played, he looked a bit like Alok. So I think both junglers, they have this weakness of just being very inconsistent with their play. And I think I have spoken with another pro player of CBLOL about the situation, and he also was saying like that like the junglers, you know, they're not necessarily bad, you know, they're not necessarily have a bad understanding of the game. They're just, you know, there are just a lot of games where they're not showing up, you know. What is a really rough time here today for Alok especially. While Matorta is finding a better game. Docta Esports still though got the dragon here, ending the dragon stacking for now for Volticons here. And I think Alok, you know, on Skana, he still has a redemption possible. Goes very deep here. This time not missing his ultimate, God bless. But Rael finds his way in now. Kumev needs to use his ultimate really early. The feathers are lying. Finds a good fallback for the feathers. Shadow losing a lot of HP. He will be dead, and there's no way they can use the... Oh no, it was Lock Ultimate of Silas, never mind. And then I take everything back, and like, nice find here, honestly. I think Volticons are just a bit too over-aggressive. I think they think like, yeah, we can just do that. Fight here with Harald, you know, go really deep, but in the end they couldn't. Yes, they got a lot of damage to the turret, but the steam out of the engine, you know, and the game gets a bit more quiet for the moment. Again, I want to highlight how good Kumev played this situation, you know. Used the Feather Storm quite well, and then the callback, you know, was really strong. Now Shorty on the menu, they're looking for him, they will find him. His ultimate stolen, we are looking at Yorick, I don't know why, but Shorty is trying to run away. His teammate is close there, and Shaka is now there, not just in Shaka, also Shadow, but so is Alok, and there's the TP. Now we see why Yorick was shown for a second, because he's actually teleporting into the fight. But the fight already over. Cypher though finding another one. Oh, the wall of Yorick sadly not able to clutch anyone in, and with that a lot of resources used. There are like 3 waves on top lane that are bleeding for this. Not the best teleport from Dynastic here, and not the best overstay from Shorty either. So both top laners losing a bit here in this situation. Though the more I'm thinking about, I think the Dynastic teleporting here was actually worse than Shorty dying. What is actually kind of crazy. Oh, Cypher, he is seen. Diddy is going forward. Both mid laners 1v1ing, but there's no way, even without Matorte being there. Diddy is just have the better champion, has more gold into the pocket. Just one-shots him here. It's not an important death timer, but again, I think so far Volticons is getting the longer end of the stick of both of these kill trades here. But Doctor, at least they're not giving up. At least they're a bit better into the game than last time. It is after all a best of 5. Best of ultimate missed here. Johnny's really going deep in. Has Matorte soon with him. But cannot get any more. Still, I think game is kind of fine. Nash is spawning in a minute. I think both teams, they kind of have a good Nash push. And you see Dynastic is still, you know, doing work on the sidelines. Obviously, with the grabs, it would have been better. Probably would have gotten half a plating more, but it's okay. It's okay. And instead, the game is a bit, you know, both teams, they're testing the waters. Both teams, they're looking especially for one thing, that is vision. They're looking for visions around the Nash. That is spawning in 30 seconds. There is also a window for Dragon in 2 minutes, you know? But 2 minutes is still far, far away right now. We will see here. Importantly enough, we see like second item starting to come in. We have like on top lane the Yorick second item, the Xayah second item. We see locally Sin on 2 items, you know. As soon as Inshaka will reset, I think he will also have a second item. So let's see who has a better position for the next fight. Inshaka not resetting yet, but I think he still has like, if he only needs like one more wave of gold, he can theoretically still get it in time without big issues. Same for Shorty here on top lane, but he has to anyways play to the responding game to Dynastic, I think. Dynastic, importantly, has no teleport for the Dragon. I mean, no, maybe he gets it. I'm not sure. There's definitely potential for him to get it back. Wait, sorry, I hiccup. So yeah, let's see. Both teams, you know, again, it's like the vision game, you know. Nothing really happens. Inshaka now channeling his recall. But it's only 40 seconds before the objective spawns, you know? It might be already too late, especially if Doctor can somehow cancel him here. If Aluk finds a way to cancel him, it would be crazy, but he has no vision, obviously, so it's, like, really tough. Xayah has now reset, should get her item, and should be in time back as well. Rage Blade now secured for her. Also, the Ambessa has first item now as well, so really an advantage for Volticons now. But Docta Esports theoretically having the position, but the Dragon is like spawning in 5, next wave is coming 2. Volticons, they could just play over mid, like, you know, for the mid prior, but they want to look for a fight here. I understand the Dynastic is kind of slipped away from his team, and he kind of cannot really flank that well. Teleport now used as well. Oh, Shorty just teleport. Oh, yeah, he's... Never mind. Sorry, just teleported on the spot for the HP. Now we're going in. Pantheon ultimate is used. Dragon already secured. Diddy on the flank here. His ultimate used, but he cannot find an angle in, but his team doesn't need him, really. Better ultimate now. Nice Rel ultimate on 3 people. 2 Kumef uses his ultimate, but already lost so much HP. Will get a kill here. Still alive. But Matorte can finally put the nail in the coffin. Another kill here. The fight is so crazy. It's a 3v3 right now, but Lek will be the next one to die. It's a 2v3 now. Now it's a 2v2. Docta Esports, they could get a win this. Yeah, Matorte, no way he's getting out of 1,000 gold secured for the Yorick here with this kill Assassinato, Triple and Cypher getting another one with a double kill, and yes, the Dragon job for Volticons, but the fight is won by Docta Esports. Really nice fight here. Really fun to see. Especially the Yorick now is crazy strong. Crazy strong. Let's see what he can do with this turret. You know, he should have at least one wave. Like, this wave is ginormous. And he should have time to hit it. So let's see what he's doing to it. Now, he just gets it, no? He should get... I mean, he can get it, but... No, he cannot. Never mind. I am lying. I'm lying straight to your face. He needs to be careful now. Dynastic. He was too hyped, same as me. Now is in a 2v1 situation. He is still strong. Deals a lot of damage to Diddy. Has to run though, and like his team is coming, but you know, he maybe gets away though. Oh, it's so close. He's died now. Now Alok and Lek, they're going in, but I don't like that. They shouldn't. I mean, if they find him, maybe, but I think if they're just too much, you know, if they're just spending too much time, then yeah, with Grabs he gets it. Okay, Luna, you won. You won. I agree. You know, if Doctor Esports would have grubs, then Didastic would have gotten one more third. You are right. I say you are right. I'm sorry for doubting you. And with that, the game is a bit more close again. Doctor Esports they had a gold lead, but you know, immediately losing their carry Dynastic. He has no free items though, so let's see what he can do with it. He's the first one on the map to get free items. So let's see. Nash is the next objective. We see both teams, they're pinging around it, they're pinging waves, they're pinging wards even, because the vision game is now the important one, the same as the priority of the lanes. We see Dynastic here on the side, and he still has teleport. He has not used it last fight. Sure, he has used it for a shield, but Yorick is now on the side lane. There is no tier 2 turret, so he cannot really threaten a turret right now, because threatening in a turret I think is a bit too deep here for him. He cannot go that deep. But he's still pushing, and Charlie again has no teleport. Will he get it soon though? So no crazy advantage can be spilled here. Also we see Matorte now finishing his third item. So both teams have at least 2 and 1 times 3 items. Let's see how they use them. Shadow stepping forward here again. Volticons are just a bit more aggressive here. I mean, obviously Doctor Esports, they're a bit more split, so makes sense. Makes sense that it is so. The Doctor has to be a bit more careful here. And now we see side lane. Dynastic is pushing in, but he has always to be careful because there's no vision on the rest of Volticon, so he can never step too far up, because if he would maybe just die. Now looks to accept the next wave, but again, he's so scared, I think, of getting like ganked by 4 people, that he kind of has to go the long way around now, loses his pressure on bot lane completely for now. But the Nash window also is only short. You know, the Nash window, where Nash is doable just by priority alone with no cross map, the window is really short because in 50 seconds the next dragon spawns. But for Volticons, it's like a really good situation to be in because Docta Esports, they only have 1 there on soul point, so they could easily, if the situation is rough for them, they could just try to trade Dragon for Nash, you know, so they're a bit more, how do you say, in the deciding factor, you know, they decide what happens next. Alok is again really deep, has to use his E defensively, a spell with relatively long cooldown. Volticons use this time, especially their support shadow, to get vision and mid control. Oh, Kumev needs to ult here. AC would got hit by Shorty ultimate. Both using their ultimates now, but I think Kumev ultimate is still more important. But on the other side, Matorte is directly on the menu. His kick is used. Kumev now on danger as well. He dies first. Matorte is still alive. He has 3 items, and 2 of them are making him really tanky. And now Docta Esports, they're still not done yet. They're looking deeper, finding an insect here. Cypher gets the AD carry. And with that, Shorty is also quite dead here. Maybe gets one in return. Cypher gets golden. Diddy cannot find him. So far, it's a 1-for-2. And Docta Esports, they're getting more out of it. And I think Diddy, he's probably also dying here. No way he's getting out. And Docta Esports, they're just finding a fight. Even it looked a bit grim in the beginning because, you know, Kumev just loses his life, losing his ultimate so early. While on the other side, Matorte survives, but in the 4v4, they just don't win this. They just don't win this if they're committing so hard for the AD carry. And immediately a pause hack. Pause hack is used. Yeah, Yorick is really huge. Volticon's team fights too rough. Yeah, I agree. You know, I think the idea is good, and they had, like, you know, with, like, Xayah losing her ultimate really early, like, really good, you know, but then they're just sending it a bit too deep, to kill her, so. But we have to wait a bit more. Dragon, anyways, will be secured by the side of Docta Esports. I'm not sure if they can secure the Nasher too. It's again Volticons there, that are pausing, you know. Volticons have quite a lot of issues, I think, at the moment right now. They're pausing at least a lot. Importantly to know, not to know, but to say that Volticons, I think, like, or not Volticons especially, but I think the LRS teams, they have no gaming houses, as I'm aware. Most of them playing from home, you know, so there are a lot more variables that could go wrong. Dragon is now secured, reset as well. Will be taken. We see the Yorick on a 3k gold. He looks like a complete demon. Let's see after this team fight, he might even get more items. Let's see what he's getting. I don't think he got anything, right? A bit unlucky. Oh, he got a Phage. Okay. Got a Phage as well. Stays is Doran's shield, I think, for it. So let's see. Let's see. Attention around Nash. Volticon's obviously not out of it yet. Yes, they have lost the fights a bit, but it's not because they cannot win them. Especially Matorte and Diddy, they're still giga fat, and Chaka having a bit of a rough one. But it is not too bad. It's not the main carry anyways, you know. But he should lock a bit more in Docta Esports. Now they're starting the Nash. Then no Shorty is not there, but Shorty can teleport. Also has the shield after the teleport, so we'll probably see him soon. Teleport is now coming in Docta Esports. They could be in a rough position. This will be a 50-50. Can Alok find it? No, Matorte is not even going in, but now the fight. Shadow finds a good ultimate. Another good ultimate, and the AoE from Locke might be crazy, but yeah, it might be just enough. Diddy is finally slain, but I think it doesn't matter. Docta Esports, they are already too low. Cypher and Aluk, they're running for their life. Maybe escaping. Cypher here avoids all the missiles flying in his way. Still alive, but now he should die. Yeah, Cypher will die as well. And if that only Aluk survives, yes, the Nash is going to them. But ay caramba, what a negative play here for the side of Docta Esports. Generally, I think that starting the Nash here is like just too aggressive, you know? You're like in such, like, and then, you know, then the AoE is also crazy because like the Rel finds a perfect engage there on like all the members. Yes, did he die in the end? Oh, wait. Voice crack. Yes, did he die in the end? But it doesn't matter. He goes in with his ultimate, at least gets like 2 free E's out, you know? Let's say at least 2. Let's say at least 2. He gets at least 2 E's out that deal a lot of AoE damage. So, yeah. And his Q also dealing AoE damage. A bit rough, I wanna say. Also, Shorty dealing AoE damage and stuff, you know. Keeping the series interesting here. Both teams are. The gold power play, you know, is like minus 1.5k gold. So... a bit rough, but still there is a Nash. So maybe Alok is just using it next minute, but I don't think so. Really crazy, a bit unlucky. If Dynastic still had a Nash, you know, it would be crazy good, but you know. But I still think like Docta Esports are probably a bit more favored into the situation. But I think the biggest ill thing that happens to them for Volticons, like, you know, winning all those fights, you know, staying in the game, is especially that Chaka comes back into the game. And Chaka was kinda out of it. Now he's like at 3 items, kinda equal to his lane opponent, so doing a great job so far on the Kaiser. Or not so far, but you know, now he's getting back into the game, and it's been basically even for like 15 minutes. Yeah, I agree. But I think it's only even because both teams, they're throwing at each other, you know? They just throw it back and forth. You know, it's hot potato. No one wants to win. A bit. So let's see. Let's see. Game is slowing down a bit, importantly enough. There will be a Mountain Dragon in 1 minute. The Mountain Dragon is really important, I think. It's like a really good objective for both teams. Especially you see like there are a lot of resistance items in the game, you know, so getting them is kind of fine for both teams, because especially the carries also, like especially for Volticons, you know, the carries also rocking resistances, so let's see both teams fighting around it. If Docta gets it, it's not the end of the world. If Volticons gets it, this is a major advantage for them because they would secure a soul. So Let's see, but did he find an angle on Kumev? Kumev already losing his ultimate, and they cannot really find an angle on Diddy. Now they go in, but he's still alive, gets out with a teleport. Not too bad. Ultimate from Scala only on Shadow, and Matorte is on the flank, not really getting anything. The fight is a big back and forth, but now Shorty is just too deep, just getting taken out there. Nobody saw there, but he's just put into the dirt. And now it is really, really tough here for the side of Matorte. He fights a crazy kick here on Kumev. Nice flank position, but the fight breaks out again, and this might not be a winning fight for Volticons, even though they kill the AD carry. Cypher goes really deep here. Locker ultimate will run out, but maybe not. Oh, no, Cypher gets not executed. The game is still close. Aluk finds the AD carry, tries to cleanse it, but Nshaka is dead. Another chains connect. Shadow will die too. Then he goes in and just dies. Trades 1-for-1, but he dies in the end. And no, Matorte is the only one alive. With that, the dragon should be securable, as is this mid lane turret. And Docta Esports, they're back into the game. Aye, aye, aye. What a game. What a back and forth. What a performance. 4K goal. Oh, Cypher 1v1ing Matorte. Importantly enough here. Off kicking. It's so funny. Dragon reset it here a bit, but it's, oh, mate, this Dragon reset might be completely crazy. Alok here maybe going too deep to help his team. Now they have to drop it, even though Yorick did so much work in the mid lane turret. It would be so crazy, honestly. Alok, he just... Oh my god, Alok got tripled crazy. Will probably die as well here. I mean, his ultimate is good, but he's just running away of Dynastic that was coming to help his teammate. Matorte now running away, will probably be killed here. And Dynastic and Kumav, they're looking for another kill too. But I think Alok here again having a stinker. Losing the dragon for nothing. Yes, I agree, he wanted to help his teammate, but I think if Matorte there had a window to kill Cypher, I think Cypher would have been dead anyways. So I think Alok just... the pressure is kinda, you know... I think it looks like Alok is just fumbling under the pressure, honestly. And if that soul is secured here... Kinda crazy. After a one fight, after such a good position, Volticons get the soul back. But there's Nash, they surely will lose. Nothing they can do this time to make that situation into a disaster. So let's see. Let's see what Docta Esports can do with this Nash. I don't think their comp of champions is necessarily that good at sieging themselves. But with Yorick being like completely giga strong, full build champion here, he can... you know, he's like so strong right now on sideline that they can play over it, I think. So let's see. It is still a bit quiet, I wanna say. Docta Esports, they're just, you know, they're not really in a position yet to do anything with the Nash. Yes, they're having mid priority, but that's it. A bit private just gets shared here. There's not even Dragon. I don't know. Shadow finding an engage here on Kumev. Kumev still ultimate, still has flash, using it. Feathers callback down, not hitting anything, and then he will find the kill. Docta Esports are just not connected on the map. What are they doing? Alok will die as well. Another kill secure. 2-for-0. Oh, Docta Esports, they're just pushing on 3 lanes so totally unnecessary. And then overstepping in mid lane while no side lane has prio at all. Ay, they're really fumbling under the pressure here. It is really rough, I wanna say. I mean, I agree. Kumev just fucked up, you know, but I think still the position that they were in the first place is so bad either, you know. It's like, you know, I agree that Kumev is like out of position, but I think Alok is like, you know, Alok and Lake, they are also out of position, you know. It is just that they are, it's just that obviously Volticons, they're sending everything on Kumev, you know, and then he's not playing it great either, you know, but I think the position in general is just so bad from Docta Esports here. And this is another Nash power play that is in the red for Docta Esports. Ay. Let's see. Game not over though, series not over though. We see Yorik's gold lead kinda doesn't matter anymore. We have like the gold scheme. Also, I mean, Kumev's gold lead still matters, but Dynastic, he's already full build, so the more gold he now gets, it kinda doesn't matter anymore. So the window of this Yorick being like Giga Strong is like ending at one point. I'm not sure if Ambessa will be able to face Dynastic and Cyclone. I would assume not, but I'm also not knowing, I rarely see full build champions that much, so don't know who wins. Now they're going in here again. They find something. Shorty is getting away with it for now, but it's still Chase. Dynastic is dealing a lot of damage, but he stays alive. Sad. If Ardok finds here an ultimate on the two people, it would be win, but I still can look, so obviously Shorty's right now in the base, but he has his teleport, he has the shield buff too. Ardok is now going in. Doesn't find again anyone. And with that, Shorty is back in this fight here. Only Pantheon ultimate is used. A lot of flashes are up there too. We are resetting while we are fighting at the same time. I'm not sure if I liked it, but if Cypher needs to reset, he has to reset now. There's no other window. It's teleporting in the mid lane now. Elder Dragon is in 1 minute. Kumev is staying really far off, don't want to be the target again. But he gets fined by Shadow anyways, but he can 1v1 kill Shadow. But the question is, can his team stay alive? It is a bit of back and forth. Shadow will be the first one to die, but so is Leg. Both supports are outed, and Kumev is now on Shorty, is on him, and Diddy, there's also so close. Matorta is finding the win in. Now, it goes into the Guardian Angel, but it still looks like Docta Esports just might as well find the win into the team fight here. Shorty is the next one in many. Matorta can survive with 1 HP, but in the end, it will not matter. Diddy is now the next one that might be dying here. Ay. Skana just finds an E. It will be enough. Chain misses. Diddy flashes, but it's not enough. He's taken out. And even... Oh, no, Matorta is canceling his reset. I think he doesn't need to cancel it because he had a shield. But it doesn't matter. Kumev is already on the mid lane. And Docta Esports, after a hair... pulling game, nail-biting game, and back and forth over the whole 40 minutes. Docta Esports, they are finally not just finding a teamfight win, but they're also doing something with it. And with that, 2-1 Docta Esports sets themselves ahead in the series. GGVP. GG. Again, I wanna say, even though this game was so, the game was so back and forth, I just want to remind you, because we're going into pause soon anyway, so I can just search it. Here, the casters are all saying Volticons by winning, and I come in here and say, no, I think Docta Esports actually looks like, I think they will win. I'm like the only one that predicts this. I can look on Twitter because they have even more predictions there from even more people, and then I can see if I'm like the Giga Mastermind I think I am, or if like actually no, look. Look, what do you see there? Everyone is voting Volticons. Everyone. Like I'm ahead of my I'm ahead of the competition. The rest they can hire me, honestly. At this point they should just hire me, honestly. My analysis is too clean and too smart, Cannot stop me. Really like. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that Volticons has no chance at winning the series. Obviously, they have. The game was just completely, back and forth, completely close. But I think, how do you say? I think, like that everyone is voting Volticon. It's kind of crazy, by the way. Especially if you consider how they looked last week. I think last week against Golden Lions, they really didn't look that great, so yeah. That being said, I sent you in a pause, or do I want to yap about something? I mean, yes, I want to yap about something. Let's go, guys. I'm yapping more. You can go into the pause, we have 5 minutes. If you need something, water, drinks, whatever. But I want to yap a bit about the Golden Lions Volticon series. If I find it, that is. Did you watch Casper Cup? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. What happened there? Who's even playing? I don't know. Complete clueless. Complete, utterly, and insanely clueless I am. So, can I put this here? Oh, no, not like this, sorry. Like this, and then move this a bit like this, and then I go a bit like this. Ooh. Yeah, this is the series they played before, where Volticons played against Golden Lions, and obviously they won game 1 here, because Diddy just got this champion here, and it looked really OP, and he giga stomped the game. And every other game, you kinda can see it here. Golden Lions kinda wrecked them over, and I think especially Matorte looked really bad in those games. Here again, you know. Also Shorty struggling. I think Shorty is also struggling today. I think this is really important to see. You know, that especially like the top side here, oh, you don't see my mouse because I'm off screen. Especially this top side here is struggling a lot, you know, I think. And you can see this today too, you know. Like here again, you know, if you haven't seen the game, but you just look at the statistics, you see, you know, both Shorty Matorte, Giga struggled. In Matorte the Skana too, but Alok has played Skana this series. But what's this item build too? Bro, I was so losing my mind. Bro, Matorte is playing Protoplasm. I think, okay, nice, good item build. And then he goes Titanic Hydra, bro? Is he like, huh? Those pro players, you know? What are they getting paid for? I can't even read item description. It's crazy. You have lockdown CC. You have the lockdown CC. Yeah, I agree. I think Lock, you know, after the nerfs and with pro players also figuring out how to play against, it doesn't look that OP anymore in competitive. I think it's still a very good pick, you know, but it's not this kick was so beautiful, honestly, from Matorte here. I think it's not that easy anymore. I will take 2 minutes off to stop yapping for a moment because else I'm yapping all night long. So I will mute myself. You see the pause screen. Be right back.
Gente bonita, mi querido Nachitus, yo creo que Docta nos quiere callar a todos con esas predicciones que dijimos justamente al principio de esta jornada, porque ya tiene a Volticons, justamente como dijeron Draguito y Cualita, contra las cuerdas. Una partida que se fue a 40 minutos, Nachitos. Lo vivimos tú, yo y todo el público, donde veía un juego muy parejo entre los chicos y sobre todo pique. Ya aquí ya hay pelea importante, ya ellos se están buscando en cualquier instante para demostrar que quieren seguir en esta contienda de la LRS. Pero no sé qué opinas tú. Yo sentí que esto se definió claramente en los últimos 8 minutos de esta jornada, donde las teamfight fueron caóticas, catastróficas, y yo veía un Volticons que se veía muy cómodo para que Docta dijera, perdóname papito, pero aquí yo soy el que quiere seguir en la contienda.
Sí, acá, bueno, Volticons había arrancado muy bien la partida. De hecho, los chicos mencionaban que venía muy bien y que yo había dicho que iban a ser 5 partidas y que al final iban a ser 4 y qué sé yo. Bueno, pueden ser 4, pero para Docta. Si Docta asegura su mapa, ya prácticamente estaríamos hablando de uno de los mayores batacazos que tenemos o sorpresas con el último, bueno, Volticons, que había demostrado ser el mejor equipo del split pasado, ahora quedando afuera de una manera bastante pesada, ¿no? Habiendo caído en el upper bracket 3-1 frente a Golden Lions y ahora estando 2-1 abajo de Docta. Una partida que para mí se termina definiendo porque por composición y por escalado faltó DPS en Volticons. Lo que le
Hello, I have returned.
poder bajar a los tanques de la escuadra. Docta era una composición en la cual
Have you tried the Golden Road Simulator? I think I know what you mean. I have tried it, but I have not gotten a Golden Road. But I only have played it once. I'm not sure what my best thing was. How long is the break? Break over. Break done. I mean, obviously there will be like 1-2 minutes until they start the draft, and then there will maybe, then they draft for for some weeks, and then weeks, not weeks. Sorry, they're not drafting for weeks. They're drafting for some minutes, So if you have to, take a break, get some water or something, you still have some time. Again, this game was a complete back and forth, It was basically even, but also in a way that both teams still have 6 hours to draft. Yeah, draft is like, tomorrow. The draft is next week, honestly, guys. I'm not sure what to tell you. The draft, every day they draft one champion, I think, Let's see what they draft today. Do they ban also one ban each day, Then. So let's see. Let's see. Cypher getting the MVP here on the Silas, I think it's fine. Definitely understandable. Has a great game here, so I'm not against it. I think it's good play by him. Good play. I think he did well keeping Diddy in check. I think every team fight he was so good. I think Dynasty kinda also, I would have seen for MVP. I think both is arguably an option. So. I would not say that Dynasty is too robbed with this one. But definitely a bit robbed, A bit robbed. Not full robbed, but a bit. So, yeah. We have a bit longer pause here, before next game starts, but we will be there. Just a bit more time. And then we will be in. And I have mosquitoes in my room. They are bro, it is so hot in Germany, and then there are these mosquitoes, and I had the whole year there were 0 mosquitoes, and now they are tormenting me the last 2 days.
Lo superó bien y
Especially because they're always eating biting my ankles and shit. That's like so annoying. That's okay. Whatever.
Disculpen, lo estaba mencionando ahí nuestro querido Adbiel.
I will survive, you know? They cannot stop me, you. They cannot stop me. Why is this everything here? Mosquitoes? I'm not sure. Maybe it's not mosquitoes, you know? I'm not sure what the... I'm actually not sure what the exact translation is. Let's see if I can figure it out. Yeah, it's mosquito. Or apparently it's also a midget or a nut. Crazy. So yeah. We have to wait a bit more. I love waiting. Maybe, you know, Volticons last games already have paused a lot, so, you know. So we have to wait. We have to wait. Docta Esports is playing right now too, no? They're playing against 7x. Never mind, we're going into draft. Who cares about Docta Esports right now? We're in the LRS Playoffs. Who cares about the regular season when you can have playoffs? Right? Right. We're going into ban phase. Let's see what is ban. Science still out. Lucian still out. Varus or Jena still out. Let's see what else we will see. There are a lot of champions already out. Jarvan theoretically still open. Viles theoretically still open. Junglers we usually see a lot. Sejuani is something that's still open. Shake Venner, you know, at least in the jungle department. It's where I have the most knowledge about, you know. Ziggs is also still open, by the way. So if it's not banned now, I would pretty much assume it will be picked. Ludo is now banned. Ludo is more likely a ban against the Chaka than against Shadow because, like, you know, Shadow is really good on the hyper carries. That really profit from a Ludo, so banning it here away is like showing some respect to Nshaka. More than to Shadow. But Ziggs is still open. First pick for Docta Esports, so if it's not banned here by Volticons, I would assume a first pick is open. I would assume a first pick here. I would assume a first pick for Docta Esports. I think it's like one of the strongest champions that is still open, if I'm like seeing this correctly. Like from what I still see is open, I think like Ziggs is definitely one of the stronger ones. They are hovering Ezreal. Ezreal also still open. Have kind of forgotten him, but Ezreal Ziggs is a bit of a handshake matchup usually. So I can understand if you maybe just think the Ezreal has more for you. And you would rather want to play the Ezreal side of the matchup. Okay. Still, I think I like Ziggs usually more. Nshaka now could be a Caitlyn. Nshaka is really known for his Caitlyn. Has played this a lot this season as well, so maybe they're just Ziggs haters. I think Caitlyn honestly okay here. Kinda also have forgotten that she exists. So she's still picked. If Caitlyn wasn't so useless, I'd be hyped. I mean, Nshaka is really good with it, you know? So maybe you will be surprised by his immaculate performance. Let's see what else is secured here. Again, there are some junglers still open. Vi is something that LRS teams or like LATAM teams usually like to pick into the Ezreal. I think Jarvan would be kind of int. You could also look for something else. Yeah, like the Karma. Karma I would like here too. It's like the strongest lane together with Ezreal. Taking it away here makes your laning phase quite a lot better here for Nshaka and Shadow. Let's see how Doctor responds. I would assume they will pick support here as well. But again, the support pool is also kind of rough right now. The Jarvan now secured against Caitlyn, definitely better here. And Bard, I like. No, Blitzcrank, it's Bard. And I think Volticons should pick a jungler here, in my opinion. If they have their specific jungler that they want to have, they should secure it here. Again, I think Vi could be an option, but I'm not sure if it's the best champion here. Picking Aatrox is okay, honestly. It's okay. But I'm not sure it's like, you know, yeah, it's a flex pick. Aatrox flex pick. I see. But I think the caster mentioned it too. She had her finger like this. So yeah. Let's see. Guardian now banned. I agree, it's really good with Jarvan together. On is now banned, so Docta Esports also expecting a flex pick Aatrox here. Let's see. Aatrox is a champion that we haven't seen in jungle too much anymore. It's fallen a bit out of favor, I would say. So let's see. One more ban here from the side of Volticons. This time Docta Esports also having all 5 bans. Last game they were a bit nerfed by only having 3. But this time it seems like they have everything ready. Aurora now taken out as well. Another champion that Cypher has played before. Mid lane champion pool also already quite thin. I think there's still champions open like Orianna, for example. Orianna is also like a bit fallen out of meta, but it's like really good with Jarvan, so maybe it's something to look for. Mundo now banned as well, and not a tank on the top lane is banned. Kinda lets you think that they probably have not that much damage into the tanks left. So I mean, there are some Aatroxes that were useful in pro plays, so let's see what Matorto or Shorty will do with it. Though I think both of them are like a bit of not a strong point of Volticons, so Annie now secured. And a champion that we have seen a bit in the beginning of the split, but then it has fallen away. Aurora is sadly banned. Volticons, they fought probably similar. Talia now hoverable. Renekton also an okay blind pick. It's probably also fine against Aatrox if it would be top lane. So definitely not too bad. Delaying mid lane here. I'm not sure if I would like to delay mid lane here, but I think Dynastic is kinda confident, you know. And I did not delaying, never mind. I'm stupid. I still have to answer mid lane, I don't have last pick. I'm lost in the source. Let's see what they pick mid lane here, honestly. Again, Orianna could be good, but Orianna's meh. They could also pick something like Asia, but Asia is also meh. You know, so I wouldn't expect to see something like this. But it must be definitely an AP carry champ. Twisted Fate, never mind. Never mind. I'm not sure if I like it. Honestly, I hate it. Oh no, I hate the second draft rotation from Docta Esports. I don't know, I'm not happy, you know. I mean, like, technically speaking, they have potential, but with how last game gone, I don't know. I really don't know if I like this. Docta Esports, they're not proving my point that I think that they will win. At least not yet in the draft. I think, like, theoretically speaking, Volticon's probably a bit more easy, but I don't know. Gold card is still pretty easy. It kind of depends, honestly, how much, how fucked the Renekton will be, you know, against the DX. Yeah, maybe it's not that grim. The more I'm thinking about it, it's probably okay. It's probably okay. Let's be real. Let's be real, it's probably okay. A-okay. Even though it doesn't look too crazy, you know. It is still... yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Hey, hands down, hands down. It is definitely okay. They will do it. I am trusting them. I am trusting them. But we have to wait a bit more before we going into the game. But I think they are sending us to the caster, so it will take not too much time. So I mean, I'm not believing into the Twisted Fate, but let's see what Cypher is doing. If you don't know Cypher, Cypher is old blood, you could say. Someone that is playing in the league for already a while, or not just in the league, you know. I think Cypher is also a player that plays in the LATAM region for a while. He's not necessarily that old. But I think in Tier 2 he has a good track record, you know. Has won multiple multiple Tier 3 tournaments. Has also had a really good showing in Tier 2 the times he's played. So I think, you know, I want to believe in Doctor and in Cypher on the Twizzit. On the Twizzy Fate. And if that were in the game, Volticons there with their wall at the back, if they lose this game, they're out of playoffs contention. Docta Esports, obviously they're not yet out of it as well, you know. They could still be forced out of the series. This game is definitely not free for them. The draft could, you know, obviously they can win with this draft, but it's like also not crazy favorable for them. So let's see how it goes. We see a bit of mid lane trading, actually heavy mid lane trading. Something we haven't seen in a while, so much HP dropping. We also see Bard top lane, but Caitlyn and Karma, they're both playing bot lane here. Kumev has to lane alone, and laning alone kind of means he's getting 0 CS right now. But on the other side, Lek is not really gaining that much for Doctor right now. I mean, you know, I'm sure he, you know, lost like a lot of first wave, you know, and now Diddy also has to reset very early, so I would assume he has actually gained anything, something with the Bard rotations. Just as AD carry paid the full price for it. I'm not sure if that is something you want to see. It's like 10 CS to 0 right now in the bot lane. And with that, the first CSs are finally secured for Kumev. Get something in here. The wave is quite big, so let's see. Maybe you can get a lot of it still. But the first plating also now probably will fall for Enshaka here in Shadow. So they're doing exactly what you would expect for a Kate and Karma lane. They're doing a lot of work in the push department. Besides that, we see both junglers popping from top to bot. So we have the potential of fighting in the mid lane. I'm losing connection to my chat right now. I'm not sure if I still have internet. Okay. Apparently I'm still live. My OBS just lost connection to the chat. Well, if that isn't funny. Yeah, besides that, we see now both junglers are bot side. Aatrox's jungle clear is like a lot faster here. It's already done. Jarvan still missing one camp, so Matoto already level 4, while Alok is not. We see now the position here. Smite probably is there for Alok, though. Who gets it? Oh, Alok gets it. But still is in a fight. Not really getting out of it yet. Also didn't get level 4. Wait, did he got this? Huh? Yeah, he got it, but why is he not level 4? Oh, Diddy is 1 HP. Oh, mid lane is so close. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Both mid laners dropping really, but surviving. I think Alok don't got level 4 because they both of the junglers left like one little stone alive, and it costed him his level 4. But it's kind of interesting to see. Usually the people say, oh, it doesn't matter, but maybe it did matter actually. To let one of the small ones alive. No matter what, we see still, I think, Docta Esports, like, the Renekton is doing better than I expected him to do. On the other side, though, Volticons bot lane doing a lot here right now in the early game. It's obviously not, like, you know, right now it's not major, you know. It doesn't really matter too much, but Enshaka is a very well-known Caitlyn player, so if someone can do it, then him. And now we see some skirmish in the jungle. Matote needs to be careful here. Maybe needs to flash, or probably needs to flash now. Oh, gets away with the E. But now Shorty is going in. He maybe finds Leg. 1 HP, dies first, but secured. Matote, really low. It's killed now as well, and they're looking for more. Shorty is getting away. Alok flashes behind him. There's a teleport coming from Kumev. But Kumev won't find anything. He's here to immediately reset. Oh my god, it's a P usage. Definitely not optimal. His lane already kind of rough. And he needed insta pause too. Guys, click teleport maybe. Ay caramba. Looked really tough here. Kumev now loses a lot of time here that Enshaka can obviously use to just get a free reset or just get more damage onto the turret. Both is like possible. Kill trade is 1 for 1. Obviously, first blood is secured for Shorty, I think. But in the end, it won't matter too much. In the end, it will be okay. Let's see what else we will see. You know, Twisted Fate is now level 6. You know, we could see some crazy action. We also see some invade pings. Or jungle tracking pings. I'm not entirely sure. But with Nshaka being so strong on the bot side, you can definitely look for invades here. Top lane we see still, I think Dynastic is having a lead here. I wouldn't have guessed that he's like winning this lane so hard, but right now he is. So, not sure what Shorty is doing here. Why it is so hard for him to get any major advantages. Let's see. Docta Esports, they're kind of forced under their turret. Matot is also there to invade, but he kind of doesn't really get anything. He's still looking for more, though. Volticons, they're going really deep here into the jungle. Wolfcamp is now started. Matorte is the first one that gets attacked. Tibbers is now used in return. The jungler Agluk, could he find the first kill or will he die first? He gets the kill, but he's dying as well. And now Leg next on the menu. So is Diddy. Both teams, they're trading blow for blow, and Diddy will die here. And Chaka not strong enough yet to really make the difference here. And with that, Docta Esports, they're getting more out of it. Importantly, Matorte dies into the hands of Leg. But I think, you know, while we can see that the Volticons are playing like very aggressively, I think Matorte is kind of paying the price. It's he has fallen behind in CS a lot. Because like obviously when you walk forward, you know, when you walk into the enemy jungle, you know, you're not farming because you're walking. So yeah, you know, kind of dropping behind a bit here in CS already. These games are always very bloody. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can see it. This is Latam. This is 100% Latam, what you see right now. Alok, no counter in veins here, but probably getting the longer end of the stick and will secure this red buff here. Yep, there's nothing Matorte can do. He has to drop it. The question is, can he get a Gromp? I mean, if Alok goes there, he has better smite here. He could go in and smite it. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's falling so far behind. Poor Aatrox really doesn't do much right now. Someone in chat, I'm not sure who already said that they haven't seen an Aatrox doing anything for a long time in competitive, and I think Matorte is already put in a position where it will be hard for him to do anything. So yeah. Yeah. We see Kumev, you know, on bot lane still struggling. He's keeping himself relatively close, but his turret is like bleeding. Free platings already secured for Nshaka. And he will make sure that he soon will secure more. The Ezreal alone can't really do anything. It's just trying to get as much farm as possible. While the Caitlyn has free scaling and it gets into the mid game. Like, because usually we see Caitlyn's and we say, yeah, okay, if Caitlyn is like going behind early, her mid game is really rough, you know, and it's like hard to play her, hard to win with her. But there's definitely some power here for Nshaka. He will probably have a fine mid game. We also now see Alok is trading like some of his individual tempo for the grabs. An objective that I don't necessarily like too much. But with how crazy the Caitlyn is playing up right now, I think it's still good that Volticons is definitely not getting the grabs here. They're also only losing blue buff for it, you know. With Aatrox being so far behind, it's not that big of a deal to lose the blue buff here. So I think it's in fine trade here for the side of Docta Esports, though I usually hate this trade. And now we see top lane 1v1 action. Shorty, also of Dynastic, both dropping really low here. But it kind of looks like Dynastic is having, you know, he's just getting it a bit better. Now also 20 CS ahead. We'll get probably more ahead too. And let's see. It's kind of a bit like top lane against bot lane right now, what the leading position is going. But obviously we also have a lead for Twisted Fate in the CS department as well as the gold department. Twisted Fate gold leads are always a bit inflated because his passive gives him extra gold for every minute he lasts it. But you know, he also has lasted more minions, so he's like really, really good position right now. And he is probably a bit short. I mean, and he's not really that short range, right? But probably still Twisted Fate a bit tougher on the long range. And on the trading in general with his W. The bot lane turret is like really low here. Plating is now gone. I think it was already gone, right? Yeah. So it won't fall on this wave, but it won't hold much waves longer here. Let's see what the player's buying. I'm especially interested what the Twisted Fate will buy and how fast Inshaka will get his breakpoints. Twisted Fate is a champion where when you see like a lot of players, they buy a lot of different items, and obviously always depending on the game too. But like a lot of Twisted Fate players like to go Rapid Fire Cannon because you can throw your gold card for more range. Also, you're getting more gold from crit, you know, because your passive, the gold you get from your passive, you can crit. Docta Esports now looking for bot lane here, but they cannot really get anything. And Shaka gets away with it. Heal is invested from Docta Esports, but Inshaka just stays barely out of range, you know, does not need to use flash or barrier. Twisted Fate's now ulting top lane as well. Where he's not really there to do anything in an advantage position. He's more likely there to protect his top laner Dynastic because he got ganked, but because Cypher is flash, because Annie was there and using the stun on bot lane. Now we see a fight here in Shaka. This time he's losing a lot. Already losing everything here. He will be died. Kumev just barely gets the kill, but they will get another one. They're not respecting the weak side here at all. Just step up because they're thinking, yeah, Jarvan gank, what will you do? And then he just ganks again. Alok secures his AD carry. Double kill here. It's crazy that the Chaka is still 700 gold ahead, you know? But it's definitely much needed gold injection into the AD carry here. Now finishing the Trinity Force as well. Nice patience here from Alok. A bit rough from Inshaka and Shadow there though, because I don't think they have, like, Inshaka didn't even flash, you know? It's kinda tough. Honestly. Kinda disrespectful. But it is what it is. It is what it is. They're immediately looking though, again here. This time Diddy is on the menu. He's alone on the bot lane. Just gets picked up, and Docta Esports, they kinda don't want to go to Silver Scrapes right now. They're pushing and pushing and pushing their advantage here. Now mid lane. Inshaka again found out of position. He still has flash. He's also getting the Meek Ace from Karma, but still he's so low now that he barely can do anything anymore. But he's keeping his flash, you know, maybe at some point it will save his ass. But Shadow Dow, he's like also stepping super forward. I don't know, I don't get it. Volticons, they're just going forward when there's like no real reason to do. And again, if they lose this game, they're out of playoffs. They won the first split. But, you know, they're only like 10 minutes away from getting out of playoffs as first team, by the way. The whole lead of Caitlyn, by the way, completely melted now. Only 100 gold left. Then Shaka is still ahead. Obviously, the game is not lost yet. I just want to keep that in mind. You know, the game is obviously not done yet. But the question is like, how do you say, with how Volticons already playing, you know, they're already playing like they're a bit mentally broken, you know? They're like, you know, they're just walking somewhere, like Inshaka getting catched like 3 times in a row now. It's like, you know, it just looks so avoidable what they are doing, and it looks like they're a bit, maybe it is desperation. Volticons now, this might be, oh no, this might be actually also in desperation. Any flashes forward, but Leg is just not dying. Alok is now going forward as well with the next EQ combo. Could be it. Could in the backline, and Shaka is losing everything. Alok will die, but at what cost? Yes, he gets killed, but Shorty and Matorta, I think no way they're getting out. Actually, Shorty might actually wait. Matorta is like doing a lot. Now finally gets killed. Shorty gets one more kill, but even if he does not die here, it is still it is still hard, you know. I. Not a big fan. Not a big fan at all. Volticons are just falling apart. I think, like, you know, the idea of any flashing forward there for Bart is already quite... Yeah, I mean, maybe you kill him. But even if you kill Bart there, you're investing your flash of your mid laner for a support kill? Really? Like, it doesn't sound that worth, honestly. Even if the play would have been gone in Volticon's favor. I think it's not that worth. And now 5k on the clock here in the 15-minute mark. Aye. And it's really crazy to see how Volticons is falling apart here as team. We already have witnessed it in the regular season, I think, that Volticons is kind of on the decline after winning first split. But losing against Docta Esports here in that fashion would be really detrimental, you know, to the players and to organization. At least securing a Harald now, but it gets traded for a Dragon. Theoretically. But it doesn't seem like they can do anything. Docta Esports will probably secure this, yeah. Just taken. GG. And now we have to see, you know, the goal shit is like a bit back, you know, they got like, I mean, you know, the turret. I mean, just directly swing it again. Aye. But it's like, it's shrinking a bit, you know, it was 700 gold more just 2 minutes ago, so. Volticons, they're not yet out, you know, I wanna call this in. I think they can still, you know, if they just lock in somehow, I'm sure they can bounce still back into this game, but it looks so rough here for the side of Volticons. And it is really sad to see, I think, especially in Shaka, I don't know, the whole split, he looked so good. I remember he had like, his one Lucian game, you know, was one of the best, you know, strongest carry performances of the whole series season, and not a fight breaking out. This Docta Esports, this time they need to read a bit. The initial of Volticons a bit too strong here, so Volticons, they kind of need to make sure that they get more time right now. This is like so important. They need to get more gold back to get back into the game. I think the Caitlyn now needs at least 3 items to be into the game. It's going for an Infinity Edge now. Infinity Edge already good 2 item spike, you know, but you kind of need 3 here now. Caitlyn was very good into the game, but now she's too far, I think, behind already. Behind the curve to be a real threat on 2 items already. But let's see. All hope is not lost. For the last 3 minutes, the goal here didn't really change. So, Volticons at least for now getting a bit of time. Now Cypher in a 1v1 with Shorty here. You know? But Cypher not really doing any damage. So far he's going full AP. I honestly agree with this decision. I think full AP Twisted Fate is definitely, I like more than this weird crit stuff, but maybe he's going rapid fire cannon later. This could be the case. I mean, it's not too bad either. It keeps him like safe from the lethal ranges of an Annie, for example. And he can still be useful with Gold Card or Jax here for like example, like, you know, right now he cannot really step up. Aye. Looks rough. Probably soon finishing his Lich Bane too. And the second items are going in. Next dragon in 2 minutes, Nash in 1 minute. I don't think Nash will be immediately at stake, you know. But this dragon already, if a 3rd dragon for Docta Esports, you know, it's still something you could give away, you know, it's like, oof. You know, it's like only a 3rd dragon you can drop it, but, I'm not sure. Because, like, it makes it so hard, too. Because on the 4th rank, I'm not sure if Volticon's chances really get higher the later the game goes, but, you know, they kind of probably still have to wait. We will see. I think Chaka will get his Infinity Edge now. An important power spike, but not the most important power spike ever. We have another pause, and the stream is also lagging. And my stream is also lagging. I think we're back. Hello? Okay, my stream had a short lag, but I think I'm back. I mean, you don't miss anything. We're on pause. I'm just getting stabbed multiple times by mosquitoes. That's okay. Yeah, pause. I think Volticons already has like initiated a lot of pauses. We're not sure if this pause is also a Volticon pause, but like the last 2 games they have always paused. So you know. But we will not get the information pause. We will get back into the game. Again, I want to remember the dragon is spawning in 1 minute 30. And in Shaka, you know, he has to clear 1 more wave, but he should have Infinity Edge in base, what is a really important power spike. Diddy will probably not get his power spike yet, so that's a bit unfortunate. He's also waiting there a bit behind Shorty to look maybe for a fight situation. So yeah. Let's see. At least the pods are short. Yeah, I agree. You know. I agree. And now we see Shorty this time. He has no mid laner anymore. Diddy already left, and with that, he's probably dead. It's a crucial death timer too, because Docta Esports, they still have enough time to get bot lane to the dragon, but Shorty has not enough time to get back on the map. Also, has no teleport, you know. So, really rough moment to die here for the top lane of Volticons. Also, again, like, you know, just basically crazy out of position, you know, there's nothing to do anyways. Yes, he maybe can hit the turret, but let's be real, against Dynastic, he cannot hit the turret anyways, even though he was 2-0, you know, it's not like that Dynastic is just a pushover at this point of the game. So, really rough here. Harald is now used mid lane. Dynastic will reset first, but I think he would probably TP to his team. Let's see now. We're going forward. Matorta already losing a lot of HP. Gold card is out now already. But Diddy and Matorta find a lot of damage, but they're not finding the lethals yet. Aluk still finds a great knockup, and now Dynastic is there. He's going in, slicing and dicing into the team. Matorta still alive. In the end, he will die. He gets not a singular kill. Dynastic going forward. Cypher flashing forward, getting a kill. Shaka tries to get away, but there's no shot he's getting away. And now Shorty is finally into the game. It's back on the map, but yes, he can 1v1 Dynastic a bit, but there's no way he's finding anything. Dynastic maybe even looking for a solo kill. So close, even a flash invested by the Jax, but in the end it doesn't matter. Kill is secured. And yeah, with that, the Nash now also for Docta Esports will be secured an 8k gold league. With securing the Nash, it will be even greater. And you have seen, you know, like members like Kumev, for example, and Aluk, they were so low, like 1 HP. But, you know, Volticons, they could just not find the lethal. Now it's like really, 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 really rough. It's really rough for them. It's really rough for them to find a way back into the game. It must hurt them mentally as well to just get, like, you know, being into the game like this, you know, with your back at a wall, you know. If you lose this game, you're out of playoffs. The year for you is over too. You know, it's like, we only have like August. No, wait, what month? It's August, right? Yeah, we only have like the beginning of August, and this could be it for the whole year. So, we kind of suck to lose here, not gonna lie. But Docta Esports now, they're pushing the advantage, they're sieging with their Nash. They definitely have a lot of power to siege here. Let's see. Dynastic getting stunned. But doesn't matter. 2-shot barrage of Kumev just dealing enough damage. It's really good. Docta Esports, they're taking the first turret. Cypher also taking the next turret in mid lane. It's only a cannon minion right now there, so mid lane turret is not really falling quickly. But it doesn't have to fall quickly now. Volticons, they're looking a bit more aggressively here to defend their inhib. Can defend their inhib. But Docta Esports, they're also taking their time. Yeah, they have the dragon as well, you know. So they know that their jungler isn't there, so they're playing it safe. I like it. They're not getting aced because they're playing over aggressive like the games before happened. The last game, Docta Esports couldn't really use the Nashes they got at all into a positive way. And now we see Rapid Fire is secured here for the Twisted Fate. On the other side, Annie is also only securing a second item, you know. Top lane, there's 1 item to 3 items. You know, jungle, Adok will soon finish his Guardian Angel. And on bot lane, we see 3 items on Kumev. You know, and Shaka is still like so close, but it doesn't matter anymore. He just, he's already fallen off so hard. You know, it's hard for him to find any impact in the game, especially with considering the rest of his team being quite useless. It's so hard. And now we see Alok. I think he could have stayed there in a bit longer for a fight, but it's okay. Sometimes, you know, you have just to chill a bit. Let's see. Bart ultimate misses here, maybe importantly, but I think Docta Esports, they're still already pushing here. You know, the HP bars there, like, you know, Volticons, they can just not do anything, you know? They're just getting bleeded out slowly and surely. Nash is now over. But Docta Esports at a 10k gold lead. Every turret is now fallen. Like, every outer turret is now gone. Yeah. They can still find a, like, you know what, they can maybe find a miracle. But, like, you know, I'm not sure how to sell any comeback potential here for this Volticons roster. They are so far behind at this point. And Docta Esports, did they play this game actually kind of clean? I think last game was really rough. Was not that clean from Docta Esports, but this game is clean. You know, Docta, they're just not letting it burn at this time anymore. There's no overstaying, no greedy play. There's no being alone somewhere where you shouldn't be. There's only, I want to say, like, you know, a bit of a masterclass game right now for them. I think the next 2 minutes might be a bit more tame. You know, yes, Docta Esports has a big gold lead, but they also don't need to push too hard right now because they only need to make sure that their position is really good for the for Nash and the Dragon. It would be sold for them, by the way. So really good. Really good for them if they can get it here. And Chaka Caitlyn ultimate is not really finding anything anymore. Tusha Barrage misses though. So still a positive trade here for the sign of Volticon 80k. And look, they're still pushing here now. They're getting deep vision, you know. Okay, does no damage. I agree. Now we see a bit forward, but not too deep here, just testing the rivers. Again, Docta Esports right now, they have all the time they want, you know? Just secure the area for the next Nash. They don't need to get greedy here. They don't need to fight without Nash or for nothing, you know? They don't need to go into the mid lane and just fight, you know? They can just stay at their range, poke, you know, look to secure the position, and then fight Volticons when they have to fight. Because they are kind of not in a position where I can give this Nash away. And now maybe this might be the moment. Cypher is already there, and Chaka is getting really low. The Mikaels is saving him for a moment. Kumev needs to be careful, though. Probably will fall. He's not falling, though. He's still alive. He's not falling. Kumev alive on the Ezreal. Can just not be killed now. Diddy is the next one on the menu, and that's it. That's Docta Esports, they're not letting it burning. They're playing it safe until Volticons. They have to get out of their base to get vision. Maybe even a bit early to get vision here. And with that, GG, VP, Docta Esports, they're securing their playoff streams. While on the other side, the winner of the last splits, Volticons, they are the first team exiting playoffs here, having a rough season and a rough game. GG, VP, for the team of Docta Esports. Nice to see them. I have, you know, I have said this in the beginning, you know, everyone else has created Volticons to win from the casters and the production team. I have said, no, guys, I think this Docta Esports team might just be the better team, and they actually did it. GG. GG, very nice, very nice. Crazy. They will have an interview here, but Wait.
Y va a ir a representarnos. Ese Volticons ya no existe, ya no hay oportunidades para el actual campeón de la liga.
Wait.
Tendremos a un nuevo campeón. El trabajo
Okay, someone has asked before if the LRN game is now.
Y bueno, al final lo han merecido, lo han conseguido.
It might as well just be now.
Trabajando muy bien. Ya nosotros, bueno,
So the thing is, I'm not sure because I was not even aware that this game is today. I thought like but yeah, no, we have LRN I think after this. So don't go anywhere. We will having another series. I am 70% sure that we have another series after this. I think last week they had to delay a series. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but something happened last week. I only vaguely remember. So yeah. Let me figure out. Maybe lol. You mean they will have posted something on their account here? If the game would be today, I'm pretty sure they would have posted something. Wait, let me figure it out. Okay, Volticons against Doctor happens. Yeah. That we have seen, but they have not posted anything about the LRN game. Not at all, actually. So actually, I'm not entirely sure anymore if we have a next. Huh? Maybe the LN is playing tomorrow or now? There's only one way to find out. I think I will try to ask the chat, honestly. I don't see any games scheduled.
No, sin dudas. Para mí los drafts, o sea, el staff técnico de Docta evidentemente trabajó muy bien. Muy bien a Volticons. O sea, yo creo que el gran título es
I will just ask in the chat. Maybe someone is answering me, even though I'm speaking English because I have no idea.
3-1. O sea, una locura contra Golden Lions. Creo que es algo que podía pasar frente a Docta, que lo que comentábamos, ¿no? La gran deuda que tiene Docta es un equipo de los de arriba.
There was okay. I want and will to say to the allegations one or two things. There at the beginning or like in the middle of the split, there were I think three people where have like allegations of match fixing. So far nothing has happened out of that. There will be legal things happening, I'm pretty sure, because the players that have allegations of match fixing are all coming out of Peru, and in Peru match fixing and bet manipulation is like an offense where you go for in jail, you know, you go in jail for it. So we have to see. I would not say too much yet because you know, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I just don't know. It's a bit hard to read right now. I think the only player that is still playing that is caught into this, like this is in this allegations that it's still playing in LAN games has not played today. He's playing for Golden Lions. So Vidico, in my opinion, isn't that good. Yeah, I think so too. I think like last bit they seem to be really good, you know, at least in the playoffs, but like this split they had struggles from the beginning to the end. I cannot really tell you know, the mainstream is not telling me if the game happens, you know. if the Zeus freebie team game is happening today, because maybe it is just put it tomorrow. We have to wait. We have to wait. I try to figure out if we have one more game or not, because I, don't want to let you wait here for nothing. I was 70% sure, but now I'm not sure anymore. Oh, fuck. Because they're not answering me. Grr, they should answer me. I mean, I have a Discord here of people. Maybe I can just, is there any admin there? Yeah, there is an admin there. Can I just, ping them? I will ping them. I will just ask him. I'm, official, so I, have official, opportunities to get information. Doctor 4-0 in my book. I mean, the game that Doctor lost, they kind of got rolled, so. I think it was a free one. Yeah, but I think, I agree that Volticons had like issues to finish the second game, but but only because they struggled to finish. This game was basically still unwinnable for Gold for Doctor. They needed to find like a miracle to win this game, and I think their defenses already were kind of they were really really strong. They were like very 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 good. Obviously, don't get me wrong, and like Volticons obviously also really struggled. I'm 100% agreeing with you, but I still think like if you look at the whole game, Volticons had them there. So I still try to figure out if we have another game or not. But it is so hard. No one is answering me. Man, it would be a blessing to speak Spanish. But sadly, I'm not. But I think we would get, we should get an answer soon enough. Wait, I can check the freebie team is always like posting on Twitter. They have no, they have not posted anything. How is the name of the person that is here? Machuk sometimes reposts the freebie team posts. They saying okay. Like freebie team has said 5 p.m. Mexican time the game will happen. Let me figure out what time it is in Mexico. It is, yeah, so there will be probably another game. I'm seeing that correctly. Let's see if Zeus has posted anything. Maybe they have. They usually also really they have not posted anything, but it seems like they're not usually posting about their matches beforehand anyways. And so I mean, they do post about them. I don't know. We just have to wait, That's all we do. I don't think there's another game. I mean, we don't know. I try to figure it out, but it's really hard. Because they're like, the thing is, they're just people that say different stuff. There's some people saying no, and some people that say yes. I try to find an official statement because there must be a statement why this game today was happening in the first place, because usually it would have been tomorrow. So it might be that the LRN game is tomorrow and the LRS game was today, but it might as well just be that the LRS game is today and then the another game is happening. It says 10th of August. Wait, have they updated the schedule? Because, like, look. Like, this says, this series would, wait, how do I see my OBS so you see? Like, this game, is like 10th of August. And obviously today is the 4th of August. So it seems like there's not another game. I think they have changed the schedule somewhere in the middle. That's why I was like today also like nearly missed it actually. But I have to save this post for me to figure out when the next games will happen. Oh, bro, is this hard? Why do they change schedule in the middle of it? How am I supposed to, you know? How is anyone supposed to know what's happening if Wikipedia is just showing the wrong dates and, wait, we have LOL Esports. Wait. I can check LOL Esports, no? LOL Esports would surely LOL Esports.com has the right time, right? Let's make only LRN. Wait, I show you. You can watch together. Tuesday. Today is Tuesday at 1. So this should happen. Wait, Tuesday? Yeah, it must be today. It's 11th August. So this is saying it is also happening. Oh man. But no one is answering me. I'm so clueless. Grr. Yeah, we have to wait. No. No more to say. I mean, I think the stream here, usually the stream is ending with the interview. But I cannot translate it to you either, so...
a la Marita que me está bancando y además, bueno, a Smith y a Ale prefiero nombrarlos y no hablarlos como Laura, que se estuvieron bancando el Ciber y todo eso para poder escribir esta semana. La verdad se pusieron la vida sin eso, probablemente no hubiera...
I wish.
Ay, muchas gracias y sí, te merecen todo eso.
Okay, they're saying thank you.
Muchas felicidades a ti, a tu equipo, a todo el staff y pues a descansar que aún falta mucho por delante. Así que gracias, Kumeo, y de nuevo felicidades.
Okay, let's see. They're saying goodbye to him.
Adiós.
They're sending him back.
Nachitos, y me gusta porque justamente ya fuera
Wait,
de la
let me...
perspectiva de este lado que nosotros estamos jugando per se, también ya no tenemos esta afirmación de que la LRS está muy pareja, Nachitos.
Sí, sin duda alguna. Hoy se notó, creo que más que nunca, un equipo...
Okay, I don't know. They're speaking about LRS right now, so I don't know. My official contract is not answering me. I'm completely clueless. I'm completely clueless. But how can you be even having a clue, with like the shit is so... Has Wikipedia the correct time for the LRS game? Had they the game? Yeah, okay. They had the correct time for the Docta Esports against Volticon game. So they should have also the correct time for the Zeus Freebie team game. Okay, we're seeing schedule again. 3rd, 4th? Tomorrow is May's gaming against Malvinas. Yeah, this makes sense. Because this was the original plan. Yeah, I'm seeing. Do you even see it? Yeah, you should see it. So that's like continuing to go. We see tomorrow May's gaming against Malvinas. I think May's gaming should be favored here. Malvinas didn't look too great in the split. But we have to see. I have not spent much thought about the series yet.
Y en el lower bracket lo mismo, porque hay que ver qué pasa con Mace y con Malvinas. ¿Quién termina ganando ahí? Se va a estar enfrentando un
I wasn't impressed by Malvinas. No, me neither. I think the mid laner is good. Nobody is still good, but he kinda cannot really have it. I think I think the organization here, that is holding this, LOL Ace Latam, they have given Hika a lot of AD Carry of the Week awards. But I'm not sure either if I'm like really agreeing with that. Okay, they're saying goodbye. But maybe they're saying only goodbye to Volticons. I'm not yet sure.
A nuestros streamers oficiales y sobre todo al público que nos acompañó durante toda esta jornada de L, de lunes, de Dolcito. Gracias que sí. Bueno, Nachitos, nosotros nos despedimos. Que tengan un gran inicio de semana y cuídensenos mucho porque mañana tenemos una cita y no se la pueden perder. Así que, ya lo saben, 4 de agosto al punto de la 1 p.m. México, estaremos viéndolos. Cuídensenos mucho y nos vemos en la siguiente transmisión. Bye, bye.
Chao, chao.
Okay, but they have said something about the next game, but I don't know when it happens. I don't understand, guys. Don't say it only in Spanish. Say it somewhere written down so my brain can comprehend. They're also not answering me on Discord. It's so crazy. And I'm so clueless. Oh. Do I just ask again in the Twitch chat? I mean, you know. I'm feeling like an idiot right now. Because Freebie Team had said that they would play today. In like already the past, so I don't know. They like no one knows. It's not posted on their Twitter page either. Maybe it is posted there, but they're posting like every series 10 posts, like you can see. Wait. You can see they're posting like they're just posting so much, bro. They cannot find any information. It's so crazy. Oh fuck. Ach, scheiße. But I would assume it's not happening then. I mean, it's set 10th, right? 10th would be next week, Monday. So I will just assume that we are today. That's over for today. I also have no one to raid, so I will just end my stream with that. I am thanking you all for watching. I think we see us next week then for the... We see us tomorrow for the next LRS game, and then I think we see us next week for the LRN again. So tomorrow is like Mace Gaming against Malvinas, and on Wednesday we will also watch the last day of the CD regular season. And I try to figure out in the meantime what happened to the schedule. Anyways, I wish you all a great night, sleep well, or have a great day. I'm not sure what time it is for you. And I have no one to raid, so I just say goodbye. Bye! Adios!